I've been telling y'all and telling y'all that a civil war is going to be the result of this Charlie Kirk thing. We've been screaming civil war for a long time. No one ain't paying no attention. I'm going to give you everything you need to know to understand how it's going to be a civil war, why it's going to be a civil war, what you can do about it, and what to look for in the next couple of months, weeks, and even years, because the Charlie Kirk death is so much bigger than Charlie Kirk himself. And we got to also address how the elite is playing into the race relations in America, just like they're doing in the UK. In the UK right now, they're practicing ethnic cleansing. And guess what? Trump and Elon are very close-knit with the UK community right now. The UK's government and American government is close as they ever been. We're about to have what happened in the UK happen in America. And what is that? Ethnic cleansing. They're really going through ethnic cleansing in the UK based upon civil war among the people and division that's being seeded from the top down. America is mirroring what the UK went through. Who you think gonna be the group ethnically cleansed? I mean, it's a no-brainer. The white people in America that are racist, that are part of the agenda, they need a reason to go to war with black people. They need a reason to bring forth civil war because they're being used by the small hats as the initiators. Everything is by design, and some people sitting back watching the black and white race relations in America saying, we almost there. Once the shit hit the fan, we can come in and take the country, put them under martial law. Look at these barbarians, right? And if you think that I'm reaching, the fights have already started. It went from people getting locked up because they talking about Charlie Kirk to now they just whipping your ass if you disrespect. If you want to mock Charlie Kirk, you better be ready to fight, because these folks ain't playing no more about you mocking Charlie Kirk. This man is using his freedom of speech. If he want to mock Charlie Kirk, fine. Fine. I ain't gonna lie, it is a bit, distasteful. It lacks class. I'm not mad at him. How it's done, it can even be entertaining. And I know that sound evil as hell, right? But I'm going to let you know why I even have this kind of energy about people mocking Charlie Kirk death. Like, it's nothing to go vigilante about. Okay, people want to mock the man death. Okay, you're going to have those groups of people every time somebody die, not just Charlie Kirk. When Sanchez die, it's going to be some people mocking my death. Everybody ain't going to like you. And the people that don't like you, guess what? 9 times out of 10, if they don't like you that much, they going to mock your death too. And ain't nobody going to defend it like Charlie Kirk. You got to think, right? They punishing people for mocking Charlie Kirk's death when Charlie Kirk stood for freedom of speech. You can't say Charlie Kirk stands for freedom of speech and you represent Charlie Kirk and then target people for mocking Charlie Kirk. Because what you're saying is Charlie Kirk represents freedom of speech as long as you don't mock him. And that ain't the way freedom of speech works. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If Charlie Kirk died for free, if Charlie Kirk stood on freedom of speech, if his death was a result of someone that can't handle my right for freedom of speech, I don't think America need to spend our time trying to stop people from mocking people death. I think we need to spend our time reteaching adults that words shouldn't hurt you. You ain't gonna never stop everybody from being assholes. And you will never get rid of a bunch of ratchet people who think that mocking someone deaf is funny. Cause I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say it again. I don't agree with people mocking this man deaf, but I will admit I did laugh at a video when his death was being mocked because it was freaking funny. I felt bad for laughing because I don't want to condone this. It is ratchet behavior. Even if you hated Charlie Kirk, go and celebrate in privacy, right? It ain't got no class for you to do your celebration in public, right? I would even tell that to gang members. If you kill one of your ops, get off the radio bragging on the death and celebrating, mocking the death and pissing on Nipsey Hussle, Vigil and all that. Have some class like the mob did. The mafia would kill your whole family and then they would cry about it. They would act like they're so sad about it. Class will take you far. Why am I giving evil people advice? People, we're not going to have our stream here. Okay, I'm just letting you know that we're about to go live with a morning news show on Sit Down with Sanchez live podcast. All of you are invited. I know that you would like for me to stay streaming here. Right? I know that you guys would like that, but I won't. I will be transferring over to my other show. Let me redirect you. I'm going to play this video for y'all, though, before we teleport. This will be going viral throughout the day. I'm just one of the first ones to break it. But you better believe that YouTubers are going to be, you're going to see a lot of this video after I break it here. I got up to break this one because ain't nobody broke this one yet. Check it out. This man got his butt whipped for saying F Charlie Kirk. Look at here. Look at this violent white mob of gangsters. And I'm so happy that this video is out because the people who are white conservatives, they're trying to say that the left is the party of violence. The left is the party of shooting and all that. Cornel West was on an interview trying to debate these guys and let them know, hey, everyone from the left don't agree with this stuff. Not everyone from the left is uncivilized. And in that interview, they ended up bomb rushing Cornel West. He had to leave the interview. They wouldn't let him talk. They started calling him names and all. You lunatic. We're going to play that one later. And I'm like, listen, the people who are accusing the left of being violent are very violent. And you got to think about it. The shooter of Charlie Kirk was raised by a right-wing family. We say in the black community, who raised you? When you do some stupid crap, the first thing we want to know, who raised your behind? Now, Charlie Kirk said the most violent children are basically from inner cities and they don't have a daddy in the house. But the shooter of Charlie Kirk not only had a mama and daddy in the house, but they was part of the same political party of Charlie Kirk. The shooter of Charlie Kirk was raised by a mom and daddy who were right-wing Republican conservatives, and he turned out to be an unhinged LGBT vigilante. It proves that everything Charlie Kirk was teaching was bullcrap. People are not mocking his death, they're mocking his life. Because the people who support Charlie Kirk are trying to make it like his death excuses his shitty life and his horrible divisive messages. No one is gonna lie about the kind of person that I was when I die. And it ain't mocking me. It's just saying if I was a shitty person, some people are gonna feel like, hey man, the world can be better with less shitty people. I agree with that. I fucking agree with it, and I don't care who get mad. If you're a shitty, non-empathetic person like Charlie Kirk, the world could be a lot better without people like you. But should we celebrate your demise? Hell no. Especially when we see how it happened. Because all of us would like to use freedom of speech and not have our heads blown off. But at the same time, I would like to say fuck Charlie Kirk without getting jumped on. So something is happening in America right now where freedom of speech is what's really under attack. You think Charlie Kirk's mockers are under attack? No. You think Charlie Kirk's supporters are under attack from the left? No. Freedom of speech is under attack from the elite. Now, in your mind, because most of y'all are shallow, you don't understand what's going on, you see black people under attack by white people when we didn't even shoot the man. And if you ain't black, guess what you see? Black people mocking Charlie Kirk death. Those niggers must hate all white people. This is crazy. You know, you're a white person want to take sides with your people, right? And so you're going to see through black and white if you're black and white. Good for me. I'm not a black man. Good lucky for me. I'm a woke man, right? They say black first. Nope, truth first for me, nigga. Woke first, nigga. Facts first for your boy. Then we go black later. Black come later. It come after them facts, baby. All right? All right? So check this out, right? I don't see through black and white. I see through truth, wrong or right. And what I see is freedom of speech under attack, right? And I'm going to say something that I know everyone going to disagree with. I think everybody in America ought to mock Charlie Kirk's death as a social experiment. The corporations are punishing people. A female just got expelled from Texas Tech for using her freedom of speech. I think every American needs to mock Charlie Kirk's death because they can't fire everybody. They can't expel everybody. Even if you like Charlie Kirk, you should mock his death. This is a social experiment to see how far are the higher-ups going to go to attack freedom of speech. I thought that as an American, I can say anything I want to say with no repercussions. People are trying to say y'all are getting fired because you breaking your company violation. You breaking your company policy. That's what the conservatives are saying. But guess what? How if they ain't at work? They ain't at work. They on their social media. And the boss, if he don't want, if your boss like Charlie Kirk, why is they seeking out people that's mocking him? Why would you want to hear that? So you can target them for what they doing in their personal life. And even if you like Charlie Kirk, you should disagree with that because this is opening up the door for it to be okay to punish American citizens for using their freedom of speech. You don't gotta get rid of the Constitution. You can just make repercussions for you using it. The people in power ain't gotta get rid of the Constitution. They can just bring forth a new way of living in America where we all know you ain't got freedom of speech. You better shut up. You gonna get fired. And technically, you should have a lawsuit on your hand. Because your employee cannot stalk you. That's stalking. That's stalking. If my employer is on my personal social media sites trying to see what kind of sexuality I'm engaging in, maybe you may be in some gay groups. Maybe you got a whole private life that you never wanted or considered that your boss may be prying into. And maybe your boss just looking and stalk you in your little social media, your little private life and say, damn, they're a member of this gay group. I'm going to fire them. When they show up to work tomorrow, I'm going to fire them because they're gay. You would have a lawsuit on your hand if you was gay and it's your private personal life. And your boss ain't got no right to be prying into you ain't doing that on his job. It ain't like you showing up to work with a rainbow flag. So your boss going out of his way to investigate your personal life and then punish you for it, even though you can do what you want to do off the clock. My boss don't own me when I'm off the clock. When I'm on the clock and I'm punched in and I'm in uniform, they own me. I can't do what I want to do. But when I'm off, I can say what I want to say. I can exercise all my rights and I should feel free of any repercussions because I'm not thinking my boss is stalking me. Look, come on, I'm off the clock, boss. What you do? That have to be something done about that, man. That's not right. White people are allowed to have racist Facebook groups where they can say the N-word, where they can voice their personal feelings about black people. And as a black man, I don't want to see that because it's going to make me mad. And why do I ignore it? Because they have freedom of speech. I can't stop them from mocking the death of my ancestors. I can't stop them racist white folks from saying out of their mouth what they want to say. So I just got to ignore it because they got freedom of speech. But I'm going to show you what racism is. Racism is when you think you're so special that you don't got to ignore people's mocking. You can punish them for who you think you are. Everyone else are taught words don't hurt. Be a grown person. Be mature. If someone make fun of you, if they mock you while you living, or if they mock you while you dead, your family need to have some maturity and shouldn't be stooping to the level of the ones that's doing the mocking. It ain't about trying to stop people from mocking folks' death. It's about trying to start people to be mature and to relearn that words shouldn't be hurting you. I ain't trying to stop nobody from mocking my death. I'm trying to strengthen my family and let them know people gonna say stuff, mama. People gonna say stuff about me when I die, brother. But don't crash out, ignore them haters and give me a proper burial. Because you're gonna disrespect my death, given the energy that you should be given to love me, to hate back at them. Give me a proper passing away ceremony. And to do that, you got to be ignoring the haters. This is why I say people are fake as hell and they don't really care about Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens with her fake ass. Her fake ass and just a whore. But Brother Sanchez, how you gonna call Candace Owens a whore when she's married and she's with one? It's because she married into a rich family, not because she genuinely loved the family and the man, but she loved the position it would allow her to be as a black woman in America. I'm gonna call it for what it was. CoffeeZilla already called her out, all right? Because she didn't start becoming empathetic to Israel until she married an Israel man. She's fake as hell. And any white Republican with a lot of money can potentially hit that. And that's just my opinion. You know, I really think she's a MAGA slore. And then she abandoned MAGA, but you know the way that her energy toward people like Charlie Kirk and all that, I can see what kind of black woman she is, right? She's a can't beat 'em, join 'em type chick. It's amazing to me that people are saying the liberals are violent and that the liberals need to stop attacking people for using their freedom of speech, when really you should be able to say fuck Charlie Kirk. And if the conservatives are really concerned about freedom of speech, they should say that's your right, man. Charlie died for you to be able to say fuck him. Military soldiers are fighting right now for me to be able to say fuck Charlie Kirk. So if military soldiers are losing their life for me to be able to mock the dead, how my employer gonna fire me for it? I'm gonna say that again. Somebody losing their life right now just so you can say fuck Donald Trump. Fuck the Secretary of State. You know, in America, we can cuss out our politicians and it can't nothing happen to you. You can't get fired or nothing. Why? This the land of the free, baby. And I'm telling you right now, Charlie Kirk ain't more important than my goddamn rights. I'm going to say that shit again because you talking about y'all mad at people mocking that man death. Everybody gonna die, bro. But you ain't gonna stop people from saying what they want to say about you when you die. Get some fucking decorum. Be mature. Ignore them. Because everyone want to say these liberals are evil. These people are evil for mocking Charlie Kirk's death. I got a question. Who more evil? The people that's mocking his death or the man that caused his death? Mocking can't kill you. Mocking ain't gonna kill you. It may make you mad, but it ain't gonna kill you. All these liberals gonna do is mock you. But this white boy that's raised by that conservative family, he shot Charlie Kirk, and he was raised by Republicans who was all sitting at the dinner table saying how they don't like Charlie Kirk. I gotta ask a question. Who is more violent? The liberals or the conservatives? I gotta answer that myself. The conservatives, hands down. Because yes, liberals may mock your death, but they ain't gonna cause it. That boy that shot Charlie Kirk come from a conservative family. He wasn't no liberal. Only thing liberal about him was he was gay. And if you think being gay is liberalism, you need to go restudy politics. That's like saying all Republicans are racist, because we know that most racists join the Republican Party, and that's just a fact. It's just a fact. And we know that most gay people join the liberals. But guess what? Most of my family Democrats, and ain't none of them gay. So when you say liberals are gay, you talking about my mama. You talking about a lot of folks, family members who ain't gay, because you want to group them. Yeah, the dude that shot Charlie Kirk was LGBTQ. So why don't we make that a LGBTQ thing instead of a liberal thing? Instead of saying a liberal did it, you can say these gay men are lashing out because they don't like it when people speak against the gay thing. But they're making it like, okay, people don't like it that Charlie Kirk spoke an anti-liberal message. Let's make it a left versus right. When if you really look at it, it's a gay versus anti-gay type of thing. Is nothing left versus right. But when you want to talk about which side is more violent, let's just watch this video, because this man didn't do nothing but say fuck Charlie Kirk. He using his freedom of speech. And look what happened to him. You got a dude on a bike right here. He's riding through Charlie Kirk Vigil. He's rolling through Charlie's Vigil saying, fuck Charlie Kirk, fuck Charlie Kirk. And some Charlie Kirk fan runs up to him and start punching on him, and they jump on the man. Nobody is covering the fact that these far-right conservatives are just as violent. They are because this man didn't start nothing. He didn't do nothing to him. He's just using his freedom of speech. And I'm glad that he took this L for everyone to see that the same people that's calling the left violent, look at how they respond to someone using their constitutional right. I'm going to tell y'all right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now. Stay away from these Charlie Kirk vigils using your freedom of speech, because you will get mugged and beat. You might end up with broken ribs, broken jaw. I get it. And I admire it. I think it should be done. I know a lot of people going to think I'm part of the division. But if you really think about what I'm saying, I was in the military. I'm all about you having your rights. That's why I said everyone should say fuck Charlie Kirk, even if you like him. Because what do you like more, Charlie Kirk or your freedom of speech? Your emotions, because you like Charlie Kirk, is making you attack your own right to freedom of speech. Because just like there are people mocking Charlie Kirk's death, there are people mocking Hitler's death. You know how many people hated Hitler? And when he died, they popped champagne. It was a celebration. And what's crazy about it, right? When Adolf Hitler died, it was public news worldwide, and it was a worldwide celebration. It was a worldwide celebration. Yeah, it was publicly celebrated. It was publicly celebrated when Hitler died, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. And no one looked at the people as wrong, but you can pull up this stuff, man. All around the world. When Hitler died, people celebrated. Not only did they celebrate, they was mocking him. People was like burning up Hitler's propaganda, burning up newspapers with him on, burning up swastikas, burning up stuff like that. Yeah, people were, man, when Hitler died, everyone around the world was celebrating. People was pop champagne. And my thing is, bro, let me tell you something. People celebrated when Jesus died, man. I'm going to say this shit one more time, because we're in a Christian country. And we're in a land of the free, I thought. I think every American should say fuck Charlie Kirk on their Facebook, on their Twitter right now. Let's make it a thing. And let's let it be known we're not mocking Charlie Kirk because we're evil. This is a social experiment. And I know it's an experiment that may be hard for some of you to do because you don't want to be ratchet. But trust me, this is genius. If everyone right now say fuck Charlie Kirk everywhere in America, they got to fire the whole workforce. They got to expel every student. And guess what? They got to beat up every citizen right now. This is a war against my right for freedom of speech. If you really care about Charlie Kirk, you would say fuck Charlie Kirk. Ain't that ironic? Why? Because Charlie Kirk stood up for freedom of speech. According to them, if Charlie Kirk was alive right now, you know what he'll be saying? We're in America and people can say what they want to say with no repercussions. Hip hop is a result of freedom of speech being used radically and no one doing nothing about it but making money from it. I think we all ought to say fuck Charlie Kirk. We ought to do dances. We ought to mock it. Let's see how far is the powers that be willing to go to silence us. Because the reason I'm saying that is, why are you spending more time trying to silence people for mocking that man death than you are trying to figure out was the shooter part of some sort of group? All of you Republicans may be in danger. Trump almost died at a rally. They tried to snipe him. Now Charlie Kirk died. If I was a white man and I was on Charlie Kirk's side, I would be saying, listen, fuck all them niggas and them people who mocking that shit. Folks trying to kill us, man. We got white shooters that's trying to kill us, Trump. Fuck the black mockers. You know what I'll be telling white America? I'll be saying, listen, black folks ain't gonna do shit. They ain't gonna do nothing but mock and talk. We ain't worried about them black folks. Cause them niggas ain't gonna never shoot the white man. They scared of us. Which is why they mocking Charlie Kirk's death. That's what cowards do. They ain't gonna kill him theyself. But you know who will kill you? A white man, a mass shooter. And it's so sick that they're more mad at a black person for mocking Charlie Kirk's death, and they want to spend all their energy targeting black folks for mocking it, and they don't want to spend that energy profiling the white shooters that are still out there, and that's a threat to them. All the time y'all putting into punishing folks for using their freedom of speech, there's another stupid, insane white shooter somewhere plotting the next assassination at your next rally. You want to keep ignoring the white violence problem. And since black people ain't shooting at you white folks, you got to make it like we're evil just for mocking when you get shot at, when you get shot. But I got a question. Who's more evil? The people mocking Charlie's death or the man that caused it? Who more evil? The people mocking Charlie Kirk's death or the man that caused it? Because white people are more mad at the people mocking his death right now than they are at the white shooters among them that's causing it. Okay? They beating this man down, screaming USA, and it ain't no different than a bunch of niggas beating somebody down, screaming World Star. People try to act like white folks is so different than black people. White folks are ghetto, ratchet, drug dealers, drug users, prostitution, everything that the black man is known for in the face of. The white community equally engages in these activities, but the attention ain't equally shared on it. The media ain't equally showing us this. Now, they will show you plenty of videos of black folks in the hood acting ratchet, jumping on each other, World Star. But the white man, here go Boise, Idaho. If somebody told you Boise, Idaho was the hood, you would say, no, man, but yo, it's the white hood, nigga. You be in the hood all the time and don't even know it because white hoods ain't like black hoods. When you get in the white hood, it ain't a bunch of white dudes standing out in front of the store. They got on hunting gear, they in the woods and shit. But they ghetto, they fight, they shoot each other or snipe each other. And they do stuff like this. Look at the kids filming it, egging it on, little children watching. They're teaching their kids to perpetuate this violence, just like Crips and Bloods. Look at the kids with their phones out egging the grown adults on. This is barbaric. These are far-right conservatives, y'all. Look at these far-right conservatives. Let's take this back to the beginning because I want to break this down to you. We have a gentleman on a bike. He pulls up at a Charlie Kirk vigil And he just want to use his freedom of speech. He's going to say, fuck Charlie Kirk. He didn't touch anybody. He doing his right. He exercising his right. And he gets beat up. And what he should do is sue all of those people and go to the hospital for injuries. Because if it was me, oh, y'all, every lick gonna cost you, sir. Oh, yeah, buddy. I'm gonna get up from here. My back hurt, my neck hurt. Take me to the hospital. Them people almost killed me out here, man. I can't even ride my bike. I would have been on the ground like this right here. Ah! Well, sir, he didn't do nothing but poke you in the face. So he paralyzed me. I'm suing, motherfucker. We know y'all far right rednecks got some money. Let's go. Now, here go the gangster part, though. Here go, you ain't even saw the gangster part yet, yo. After all them just jumped the man, he gets up and guess what he say? Fuck Charlie Kirk. He gets up after they beat him up and says, it's still fuck Charlie Kirk. Watch this. Hey, I'm not. Now, everyone probably look at the man who getting beat up like the bad guy. I look at this weak-ass mob like the bad guys. Y'all think they doing some good because it's for Charlie Kirk, but if Charlie Kirk is for freedom of speech, they're basically, this mob is mugging this man for using his freedom of speech. They are part of the neo-Nazis that's under Trump that want to create a tyrannical government under Trump. They want to create a tech bro government where can't nobody say what they want to say with Palantir policing everybody and you got a social credit score. See, because all of this is a psyop to bring the social credit score. Yeah, so everything we see happening under Trump, y'all, this stuff by design. It's by design. Under Trump, you got the Civil War, you got the rollout of the surveillance state, the Palantir. You got all of the mechanisms in play for us to go ahead and usher in this martial law, digital tech bro government. Once it's there, it'll be there. It'll just stay. It'll be so normal for so long, no one will even question it anymore. Just like taxation and the IRS, it was supposed to be temporarily. So we see the National Guards coming into the hoods. There's so many things playing out at one time, and all of it screams New World Order agenda, psychological operation, and them wanting us to react on a civil level to bring forth this planned racial tension. And this will be the culprit that allow them to go ahead and legally, rightfully pull the martial law plug. They already got the National Guard in play. All right. So the far right is going to be the ones initiated because they are the ones that's being primed to be the initiator by fueling the anger in that group based on Charlie Kirk death. So there is a social engineering psychological operation going on, and they are really playing with the minds of the far right. So you can't really be, well, you can be mad at them for being stupid and allowing themselves to be puppets. But yeah, all of these people that's beating that man up, they are reactionary puppets. The elite know that in order for this race war to happen, we're going to have to activate the right, because the left don't do nothing but talk and kill each other. The left don't do nothing but kill each other and bitch about the white man. So if they want a race war to happen, it ain't going to happen because the left started it. The left ain't starting no fight with the right, not a physical fight. That's like asking a black man to go to war against the white man. It ain't gonna happen. If you want to fight the black man, you're gonna have to come and pick on him. You're gonna have to create a reason for the far right to rise up against the left on a physical let's fight level, civil war, because the left will never be the party to rise up physically first. So what did the right do? They staged the shooting with Charlie Kirk, which is a psyop. And they said, well, the left just shot one of ours, so now let's fight. It's like this dude want to fight you, but you ain't giving him a reason to fight you. So now he say, but you killed my homeboy, now we got to go to war because you dangerous, you're violent, so now I got to protect myself. This is what the right is doing. It makes me wonder if Charlie Kirk really died, if it's all staged, if it's all fake. Because if the man really died, y'all would be more mad at the shooter versus the mocker. I know I would if it was my loved one. In fact, I would be ignoring the mockers and focusing on, I would be asking the government, what are we going to do about this profile, which is often a white male in between the ages of 23 and I think like 43. You can look this up, but there's a common profile for mass shooters. It's never black. There's a common profile for mass shooters and snipers, or what we call assassins. An assassin is a terrorist in America. That's a terrorist. White people are more concerned about us mocking Charlie Kirk's death than they are of domestic terrorism carried out by young white males who are given toxic ideologies by the people that raised them. Charlie Kirk said that the violent profile in America was an inner city young man who had no father in the household. His killer had a mom and a daddy, but they gave him a messed up ideology. Cost Charlie Kirk his life. So these far right-wing people, very violent. They are gangsters. They are mobs willing to mug you for using your freedom of speech, which is why I say, let's see if the far right is really about what they say they about. They said that they about freedom of speech. What is the ultimate test? If someone go to a Charlie Kirk vigil and say, fuck Charlie Kirk, guess what you Christians ought to say? I'm going to pray for you, man. Charlie Kirk would have prayed for you. Now, don't this feel like the spirit of Christ, y'all? Because this the synagogue of Satan, these MAGA. And Charlie Kirk was a demon too, a hypocrite. They act like they really for peace. They act like they really for freedom of speech until you piss them off. And that's the ultimate test. Am I still going to have my freedom of speech if I make you mad? Nope, Sanchez. We got the right to beat your ass and fire you and expel you from college if you make us mad. What in America is bull crap. And the Constitution is bull crap. And you can quit lying to people like this is the land of the free. Because it ain't free if I got to pay for it. If I open up my mouth and say what I want to say and it comes with consequences, we're no longer living in America under Trump. We're living in some tyrannical third world country. And they're able to bring this forth because y'all love Charlie Kirk more than you love your own damn rights as an American, sir.
Sánchez cocinando.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yep, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
I'm going to show you what evil look like. What's the killer's name again? See, because I'm going to show y'all what these white folks doing, which is disgusting. Here's what the white folks, the racist whites are doing. They want to make the face of evil be black people, because even though one of theirs died at the hand of one of theirs, they still don't want to make the white man the face of evil. Now, here go the face of evil. Remember, Charlie Kirk would still be here if it wasn't for this man. Who cares who's mocking who? That's childish stuff. Someone can mock me, it ain't gonna kill me. Mocking someone is not you killing them. So when you try to make this black woman the face of evil, I think it's all a psychological operation to wage war on black people. They expelled this student for mocking Charlie Kirk's death, and that's her freedom of speech. Everyone need to boycott Texas Tech. Everyone need to complain about Texas Tech. Black people, we need to cancel Texas Tech. All right? We are for freedom of speech. No, we don't think that it's classy for you to be mocking the death of someone. No different than when white people mock Hitler's death. So let me get this straight. The Jews can mock the death of the Hitler, but other people can't mock the death of whoever they don't like or like. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to punish people for doing it, can't nobody do it then. But what kind of world are we living in where I got people telling me what I can say and can't say? That ain't America no more. It was okay for people to mock the death of Hitler because they didn't like what he stood for. Now, people may say that ain't a good comparison because Hitler actually killed people. It is a good comparison because guess what? People wanted, the reason it's a good comparison is because it's about mocking the dead, period. All right? It's about mocking the dead, period. So if people say, well, Charlie Kirk didn't kill no black people. Well, Charlie Kirk wanted to excuse racist white people in the past who did kill us. He said you should get over slavery. But Charlie Kirk stands side by side with Israel, and he don't tell them that they should get over Hitler. We still giving Israel trillions of dollars. We still giving them hundreds of millions of dollars and military support every year. So if the far right would have the same energy for everyone, black people would say, okay, maybe they not racist. But when we clearly see y'all doing this for the Jews, when black people went through more than what they went through, we suffered for longer than them, and it was more severe. And matter of fact, everyone walking on this soil is directly benefiting from black people suffering. Jews have been in power in the world for the past couple of centuries, while blacks been at the bottom, and people like Charlie Kirk keep telling us, get over it. And I'm telling y'all, he's dead, man. Get over it, okay? Let people mock him if they want to. Just like he telling black folks to get over what happened in the past when they hung your ancestors, when they lynched your people in the street. He said, move on, get over it. But he ain't telling the Jews that. So I'm telling all of y'all, get over it, man. He's dead. He ain't coming, never, ever, 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 ever coming back. So just get over it. My ancestors ain't coming back. I got over it, because guess what? You told me to. America told me so long as a black man, that slavery stuff in the past, get over it. And guess what happened now? Black folks literally got over it and they mad. We got over it. Oh, the pain's still there and we still fueled by what happened and the smoke's still there. We want vengeance. But we're able to cope now with the trauma. So I'm going to tell y'all how y'all told us. Get over it, man. Charlie's gone. That's the past. Get over it. You can't say I'm wrong for telling people that when they telling me that about my ancestors. Charlie Kirk told me that. Charlie Kirk told us that. Now that he's dead, I'm telling his people his advice that he told me, and it helped y'all. It helped me cope now. It helped me cope as a black man. It helped me realize America ain't gonna care about my losses. So let me learn to cope with my trauma. The white man was clear to let me know all the time, get over it, man. So don't think I'm being disrespectful when I give him his same advice. Man, get over that shit. People die every day. Get over, you'll be all right. Gonna be all right. You'll be all right. Get over it, man.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yeah, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
So not only did they expel this sister for using her freedom of speech, they arrested her. They arrested her. That's why I said everyone should go outside right now and say, fuck Charlie Kirk, as a social experiment to see, do we now live in a third world country just because some dude died? Trump is turning this into China. Trump is turning America into China right in front of y'all eyes, because in China, you can't say what you want to say without punishment. And guess what? The government, the corporations are literally spying on all of the Chinese citizens. They got surveillance cameras everywhere. They got people in society that are like the snitches. They got a whole damn police prison system over there in China that they call a nation. And they got cameras everywhere like what Trump doing here with Palantir. And you just can't say what you want to say. Ain't no freedom of speech, because everybody watching, every camera on, and the moment you say something about somebody dead or living that they don't like, you losing your job, you're going to be broke, homeless, all that. This is what America is becoming. It's deeper than black versus white. It's deeper than Charlie Kirk. It's important because we're turning into a third world country just because adults don't know how to be mature and have tough skin. In a land like America where people literally got freedom of speech, guess what? Americans have to be raised with tough skin. We have to have the thickest skin out of every country. Why? We have freedom of speech. People can say what they want to say here. And if they're free to do so, then guess what that means? Americans need to be raising Americans that's mature enough to let someone mock their mother's death without you beating them up, without you firing them. That's what freedom of speech means. Once we all agree as Americans that we're going to allow people here to say what they want to say and there's no repercussions, which why we call it free speech. It means you don't have to pay for it. That's why it's free speech. The moment there's something I'm saying in America and I got to pay for it, I'm going to keep on saying it until it's free again, because this is a revolution against speech. We found the two words that'll make them turn America to a third world country. And guess what they are? Fuck Charlie. And it ain't that you got to really hate Charlie Kirk. I'm saying even if you love Charlie Kirk, if you also love free speech as a social engineering experiment, every American should spam fuck Charlie Kirk, even if you are on the far right. Because if you are American, one big thing about being a patriot is free speech, the Constitution. I was willing to die for that. Charlie Kirk didn't serve in the military. But you know who did? I did. Charlie Kirk didn't serve. Charlie Kirk wasn't willing to die for the Constitution. I was. I joined the infantry. I wanted to fight. I wanted to shoot, man. I wanted to be on where the war was at, where the bullets at. I joined the infantry. Because I wanted to literally shoot somebody talking about free, the land of the free. I love the fact that I'm free in America. I can say fuck Donald Trump and nothing gonna happen to me because I'm not in China. I like that. The moment there's something I can say in America and America start trying to make me pay for it, I'm going to keep on saying it till it stop making me pay, because it's supposed to be free. I'm going to exercise my rights, because just like muscles, if you don't use them, you lose them. If you don't exercise them, they get weak. You better exercise your right. I don't give a damn if you love Charlie Kirk. You need to get a bumper sticker on your car that says, fuck Charlie Kirk. This is a social experiment against the government. You can love Charlie Kirk, but if you don't love freedom of speech more than you love Charlie Kirk, you part of a cult. Because it's bigger than Charlie Kirk. It's bigger than one man that you're idolizing. You said Charlie Kirk represented freedom of speech. So how you going to turn his death into killing and punishing people for saying what they want to say? If you really want to honor Charlie Kirk, you should say fuck Charlie Kirk. That's the America we in right now. It's the irony of where we at. If Charlie Kirk was serious about free speech, the most revolutionary thing you can do in America right now is say fuck Charlie Kirk. They don't care if you say fuck Trump. They don't care if you say fuck America. But if you say fuck Charlie Kirk, you can get expelled. You can get arrested. We found the trigger words. As an American, you told me all of my speech was free, not some of it. So I'm going to explore how much of it is free. Who can I mock and can't mock? Because right now, guess what I can do? I can mock Martin Luther King, though. I can say, Martin Luther King got his noodle blowed off. Malcolm X got Swiss cheesed in front of his whole family. No one gonna care. Nobody gonna care. I'm not gonna lose no job for it. Try it. Try it. If you lost your job for saying fuck Charlie Kirk, when you get your next job, post fuck Malcolm X and see to that white employer fire. See what he fire you for saying fuck Martin Luther King. We don't care that N-word dead. You ain't gonna get fired for that. You still gonna have a job. So we found the one dude that's making y'all turn America into a third world country. Now we got smoke. Now every America need to say what they telling us we can't say if we love our freedom of speech. And we need to ask them when they try to punish us, why are you making me pay for something that you told me was free, sir? A lot of y'all too emotional, but you ain't rational. That's wrong, Sanchez. He dead, so it ain't hurting his feelings when I say fuck him. But you know who it is hurting? Your rights as an American to say what you want to say. Charlie Kirk ain't here no more. He can't hear me making fun of him while he dead. He's gone, man. So America turning into China overnight just because everybody loved Charlie Kirk more than free speech. And y'all so emotional, you ain't rational. This college student got arrested and expelled, and she didn't touch nobody. She just using her voice. This dude on a bike was beat the hell up by a mob for using his voice. But these are the same people that's telling you Charlie Kirk stood for freedom of speech. These are the same people telling you that the left and the liberals hate freedom of speech. They hate free speech. So y'all looking like hypocrites because the most honorable thing y'all can do for Charlie is to honor what you said he stood for, even in his death. And it would be the perfect honorable moment, because what'll happen is you will have a lot of Charlie Kirk people who are Christians looking at these people mocking his death, and guess what they'll be saying? We live in America. We don't want none done to these people. That will actually make people get on y'all's side. I would even jump on their side if that happened, because that's more Christ-like versus trying to retaliate so much that you being anti-constitutional, anti-American. You talking about make America great again, not by targeting free speech. And you can't act like you're doing it for Charlie because he's not here anymore. This is an agenda that the higher ups always wanted to bring forth. Targeting people for what they doing in their personal life with their personal opinions and ideologies if you disagree with them. This is anti-constitutional, man. You don't have to like what this chick doing. You can say she's ratchet, but you can't say she don't have the right to do that with no repercussions. And people are saying, yeah, she can do it, but those people can punish her for it. If your employer want to punish you, they don't even know how America works. And you got people talking about they're patriots, therefore making America great again, when they don't even know how America works. They think that it is American for a corporation to retaliate on a damn employer because of their ideologies off the clock. Bro, that is anti-constitutional and anti-American. The moment that start happening, we already now got the social credit score. That's literally what the social credit score is in China. They implement everything China got in America, but they doing it in a different way. In China, if you talk about certain people that the higher ups love, they'll take away everything from you. Your job, your credentials, and all of that, bro, because they got a social crediting system. They're bringing that into America as I speak right now with this Charlie Kirk psyop. They're opening up the door for a social crediting system to where if you talking about people that they don't want you talking about, you can get expelled from your college. You can even get arrested. You can get beat down and lynched in the road like we back in Jim Crow days. I just showed a video of that. We got to push back at this. And the most radical way to push back at it is to do what they mad at. Say, fuck Charlie Kirk. Because that's my right to say that. And we need to see the companies that's firing people for that, and we need to boycott them. Texas Tech need to be boycotted. because these are anti-American corporations. They are, far as I'm concerned, working with China.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead.
She's fucking funny, man. She's something else, man.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead.
She's funny because how her legs look, how she jumping like that. Fucking crazy. She's fucking crazy. You know, but that's her right. That's her right to do that. And they supposed to say, you know what, we're going to pray for you because we're some far-right, good Christian white people. And they should say, listen, nothing should be done to her. If they're what they say they are, American patriots, then Charlie Kirk's family should be saying, Charlie wouldn't want this. Please don't fire people for mocking his death. Please don't punish them for what they got to say about Charlie, because Charlie stood for free speech. Let's honor Charlie's death by giving people the right to say, fuck Charlie. You see what I'm saying? Let's honor Charlie and his death by doing what he would have wished. And that was his wish, free speech. Charlie said out of his mouth, and I'm going to give you verbatim, Charlie said people should be able to say what they want to say no matter how radical it is. There's a video clip of him saying that verbatim. Let's honor Charlie's death by giving people the right to mock his death. Because if you take that right away from them, Charlie would even be mad at you. According to y'all, if y'all truthful about you saying he's standing up for free speech, then she should be fine. Then Texas Tech is disrespecting the wishes of Charlie Kirk. While they think they doing something for Charlie Kirk, you're actually disrespecting the dead by targeting people for using their free speech, because Charlie Kirk was a vigilante for free speech. In his words, no matter how radical your statement is, you should be able to say it.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yep, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
Now, here's the thing, right? The police will lock you up for using your free speech, and they will call it harassment. It's not harassment, y'all. Don't you know that you can stand outside and yell at people and call them bitches and hoes, and long as you don't put your hands on them, you ain't breaking the law? And see, as Americans, they used to teach us to have thick skin. In a country where you're going to have freedom of speech, there's a responsibility for every American to have thick skin. It ain't my responsibility to stop someone from mocking your death, to stop them from calling you a racial slur. It's not my responsibility to police what people saying. It's my responsibility in America to police how people react to it, but they flipping it, y'all. It's backwards right now. They want to parent what people saying and take away our freedom of speech, when America was always built on, no matter what you saying, as Americans, we got to have the thickest skin in the world. Everybody know that. It should be so hard to get under an American skin, because we are like the only country in the fucking world with free speech. I mean, we're one of the few countries, is what I'm trying to say. Very, very few countries in the world got free speech. And with free speech comes a great responsibility. Now, guess what? The responsibility ain't for me to watch what I say, because it's free. I can say what the hell I want to say. I can say, shake that ass, throw that pussy, bitch. In America, I can disrespect women in my music. I can disrespect black people in my music. And it's okay in America. So America ain't about policing what you say because that'll be anti-constitutional. If America police what we said, hip hop wouldn't exist. If America want to go on a spree of policing what people say, Hollywood won't exist. One of the beautiful things about America is you get to mock people's death and it's okay. Can't nothing happen to you for that. That's the old America. The new America that Trump building is similar to China. If you want to see how far America has gone from the Constitution, go and mock Charlie Kirk's death and see, don't they show you live in China today? If you want proof that you live in China today, mock Charlie Kirk's death and find out. Prove me wrong. You got a good job? Mock Charlie Kirk's death. Not on your job now. Do it at home on your social media. I bet you get fired. Especially if that company is aligned with Trump's companies. This is proof we no longer live in America, y'all. Because there was a time where I can say whatever I wanted to say, even diss the dead. And it's okay because the speech was free. You don't got to pay for that. Because everyone knows as Americans, it ain't my responsibility to watch my mouth. It's your responsibility to not let me trigger you, sir, because we're Americans. That's just how it go. The moment I got to watch my mouth, we don't have free speech no more. In America, we supposed to be able to joke on each other, crack on your mama, say something about your daddy, and it's okay. Free speech. The moment I make a joke about your mama, a joke about your daddy, and you shoot me, I'm not wrong. You wrong for letting it, yes, you may say, well, Sanchez joked on his mama's medical condition and his mama's ill. Why did he let that get to him? I'm not the one that you need to be putting on trial. We need to be saying, listen, we got to breed strong Americans. Because if I know I can point at something sensitive to you that's dear to you, like if there's a class member and his dad died in a war situation and me and him beefing, we're into it. I know I can press his buttons by talking about his dead daddy. I can mock his dead daddy. Now, guess what? Me doing that is me trying to trigger him to be the first one to make the attack so I can be justified when I beat his ass. I don't want to be the first one to swing a blow. I want him to do it. So guess what I'm going to do? Mock his dead daddy. Why? Because that's my freedom of speech. I didn't break the law. He broke the law when he hit me for doing it. His parents should have taught him to have thicker skin. This is America. That's right. It's always been that way. You can't come say, man, he shouldn't have been mocking his dead daddy. No, this is America. And children are relentless. Children do that every day in school. They don't care. They will mock your dead grandmother, especially in my damn school. And my parents taught us you need to have thick skin because these ghetto children are so damn foul. They gonna say shit to get under your skin. And that's what America is built off, people with thick skin. Not policing people with loose lips, because free speech means you can pretty much say whatever you want to say and no one can police it. So what does that mean your responsibility is? To not let nothing get to you. You got to be strong mentally. So what kind of America we in where you can just trigger these people like that? And instead of America get mad, disciplining them for being triggered, they're disciplining you for using your freedom of speech and triggering the person. So if I'm standing up on the sidewalk yelling at every woman that walk by that you a B word, you're a female dog and a whore, that's my freedom of speech. Nothing can happen to me for that. Now, if a woman just so happened to smack the shit out of me, she's going to jail. I'm going to press charges. And no one can say, but you were out here harassing people. No, it's not me harassing anyone. I'm using my freedom of speech. Freedom of speech can't be called harassment just because you don't like what I'm saying. Because if I was standing out here saying, hey, beautiful woman, hey, you queen, hey, you angel, that won't be harassment. But when I say, hey, you bitch, hey, you whore, people got to be willing to take insults just as they're willing to take compliments. And you can't police that. Imagine a police out there telling a person, I'm going to stand here, and if you start making insults, I'm going to lock you up for harassment. You can only give compliments. What kind of America is that? I can only compliment these people. I can't insult them? No, because that's harassment. This ain't freedom of speech. I used to live in an America where I can insult people, and it's up to them to not let it get under their skin. And if America is turning into this kind of America, then you can kiss comedy goodbye. Because comedians insult people all the time and make them the butt of the joke. But they expect that the person got thick skin. So I don't know what America is turning into. Well, actually I do. It's turning into China. And this video here is proof of 18-year-old Cameron Giselle Booker get expelled and arrested, people, for harassment. And all she did was raise her voice. She didn't touch nobody. So the police is being activated to attack your freedom of speech too. And we know that Trump backs the blue. And this is all bad because police are already locking people up for their freedom of speech and violating people's constitutional rights. And this ain't making it no better. It's several videos of police is telling people, I told you to shut up and you didn't shut up, so I'm taking you to jail for resisting. When the person was just using their freedom of speech. If you're involved in a police altercation, you can sit there and cuss that cop out, man. You can say, fuck you, bitch, and your mama and your dad. You can do that. That's your free speech. Some police will lock you up for using your free speech and say you're resisting. They will give it another title. You're harassing. And they do that a lot. They violate people's constitutional right to cuss you out. To speak the person don't gotta talk to you nicely, Mr. Police. They can cuss you out, man. I did security in Las Vegas. You know how many drunk people cuss you out just because you're in uniform? I can't lock you up and but the police can't. Oh, they can make up shit. And they gonna all back the blue and have your rights violated. Trump is sending a National Guard to the hood, and now he's giving them a new kind of authority to even fuck with you because they don't like what you said. Trump stand behind the police. And he's the type of president that is all for violating your constitutional rights, just like the police. This is what the far right is all about. But they would tell you that the left is about ratchetness, ghetto. And even if that's true, they got a right to say whatever they want. Like they would say, this chick is an evil liberal who deserves to be expelled. And I would say she's a ratchet black woman who just don't care about Charlie Kirk, and she's exercising her freedom of speech to express her disdain for Charlie. And she shouldn't be punished for that. Everyone got the right to express yourself, even when their expressions are nasty, dirty, because that's just one of the truths in our world. Everyone don't feel the same. I don't feel love for Charlie. I think he was evil. I just got more class than she do. But But that's her right to not have class. You can't police people for not having class. You can't expel her from school because she didn't have class. Did y'all get that? Oh, that was a little joke. Yeah, that's a little joke, man. Pun intended. But you can't expel her from school just because she lacks class. Okay? You can't punish Americans because she ain't classy enough. But that's what we're doing. Because that's all it is. Yeah, it's not classy to mock the dead, even if you hate them. Have some class, right? You don't have to have class. You can be ratchet in America, and you shouldn't get punished for it. In my opinion. Well, it ain't my opinion. That's the Constitution. That's the Constitution.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yep, homie dead.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
Yeah, but they said that the video shows that she's harassing the people, but the video don't show that. It just show her using her freedom of speech. I think we need Ben Crump on this one. We need Ben Crump on this one. But is Ben Crump really for us? It'll let us know now. Because we need you for freedom of speech, man, for our people. They can mock the dead, but we can't. It'll cost us our jobs and livelihoods, but it's our freedom of speech. She's in a public protest area. Any area where someone can respect the dead, you can equally go disrespect the dead. This is America, y'all. It's America. If some people hold a vigil for Adolf Hitler, and a bunch of Americans go and attack the vigil, do you think them Americans gonna lose their job? No, because they hate Hitler. Everyone hates Hitler. And I'm telling you, that ain't fair. That ain't right. You can't punish people for their personal life and ideologies or their religious beliefs or their political values, or you can't punish them because who they love and who they hate. If I've been working on your job for 10 years and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do every day, and you fire me because what I'm doing in my personal life, because of who I hate or who I love in my personal life, that is anti-American. We are now becoming a third world country. Everyone should be concerned, and you shouldn't be concerned about ratchet people who mocking this man death. You should be concerned about how America react to it, because they are now attacking the Constitution, trying to attack black people and the left. You attacking our freedom of speech now. And the people on the right too fucking emotional and stupid to see that. They feel so emotional about Charlie Kirk. They want the government to punish people for using free speech. Yet these are the same people that's saying Charlie Kirk stood up for free speech. So let's read. Booker can be seen yelling insults at a man in a MAGA hat who then called her evil before showing her phone in his face. Okay, show me the video when she touched them or assaults them. Until then, she ain't breaking no laws and she don't deserve any punishment, because in any just say it's a public space, y'all. In America, if someone have a public area where they're paying respect to that particular dead person, don't you know you can legally go to that same public area and pay your disrespect? America can't force you to respect someone, and you have the right to protest. So if a bunch of sick people and if a bunch of crazy women want to hold a vigil for Jeffrey Dahmer because, you know, there were women that were mesmerized by the man. There was a whole Jeffrey Dahmer cult out there of people worshiping the man, loving him. And if they want to hold a vigil for Jeffrey Dahmer, don't you know I can drive to that vigil and say, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer. He was eating people. Fuck I got the right to do that. It's a public space. And for if any vigil that's being held to respect the dead in the public, that's a form of protest. Believe it or not, that is a form of protest. That's a right you got to do to create a public vigil and pay respect to a dead person. Guess what? You equally got the right to disrespect them. It don't just go one way. So a person got the right to go to a vigil and disrespect the dead. Now, they ain't got the right to physically vandalize people's property. You know, like the gang members do. You can't be kicking shit over, peeing on shit. You need to go to jail for that. But yeah, if you want to go to a vigil where they paying respect to Jeffrey Dahmer and you just yelling peacefully, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer, he was evil, can't nobody punish you for that. You got the right to disrespect the dead because you don't like how they was living their life. You don't got to honor someone's death if you didn't honor their life. That's some fake shit. So you got the right to go to that Jeffrey Dahmer vigil and scream out, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer, while everyone's celebrating him, and can't nothing happen to you. Because in America, you can't force me to respect everybody that die. There gonna be some people that die that we disrespect. You don't get respect just because you breathe your damn last breath. The act of dying don't make you a respectful person. It's how you lived your life. That's right. And if you didn't live your life worthy of respect, you can't expect no one to respect you when you breathe your last breath. Duh. Get over it, you right-wingers. Gonna punish this young woman. And I think that this is a beautiful, innocent, sweet young woman. She just love her people. You know what? This don't make her evil just because she don't respect every dead person, right? It don't make me evil if I go to Jeffrey Dahmer vigil and say, fuck Jeffrey Dahmer. Man, you disrespecting the dead. So, you know what kind of life he lived? What he stood for? People may say, but Jeffrey Dahmer ate people. Well, guess what? If a person defends Jeffrey Dahmer, to me, they just as guilty as him. So you may say, well, Charlie Kirk didn't kill black people. He defended the ancestors that did. He told you get over it, but he won't tell the Jews to get over Hitler. We running America into the ground for Israel while telling black folks no reparations and get over it. Ignoring that what we went through is a result of where we at today. And people like Charlie Kirk will say it isn't, while they will actually give Israel reparations because of what they went through. And they didn't even go through it on American soil. You talking about a group of people who went through their Holocaust in Germany. Don't you know that the German government owe them, not us, America? How we giving them more than the government that they suffered under? You got people in America that was victims by American colonizers who you telling they can't get reparations. You got people who suffered in a foreign land and we are repairing their suffering with American tax dollars. And you got people that suffered right in this land and you telling them they lazy and get over it. Why would we don't have enough money to give black people reparations? Where's that money gonna come from? It's gonna come from Israel, nigga. You're gonna stop giving money to Israel for a minute and redirect it to black folks. Because remember, we was giving Israel money for reparations. We're aiding them because of what they went through. These folks run the world now. How long we gonna aid them? They done been recovered for they damn turmoil now. Shit. So you want to be mad at black people for mocking Charlie Kirk's death while at the same time consoling the family of the shooter, the white family. You got people saying, I know it must have been hard for that daddy to turn his son in. That's crazy. That's crazy. These people trying to make it all about the left, the left, the left, when the shooter was raised by a family full of right-wingers. You know how many kids in liberal families that ain't become assassins and terrorists to America? If you want to know which party is a threat to America, it's the right. It's the conservatives. It's the tech bro side. It's the Palantir side. It's to let's police the freedom of speech because we don't like what they saying about Charlie, little children ass side. Like people can't joke on you, man. Get a fucking, grow some damn skin, dude. These far right immature babies tearing America down because they ain't got thick skin. You can't ignore them people. So we just gonna turn into China just cause the right wanna be immature and let words hurt them. We can't live in America no more because the right wanna police speech, because if you say something that hurts their feelings, we're gonna fire you. We're gonna lock you up because you said something I don't like. And we don't no longer live in America now. Because now when you make the right mad, they go anti-American, anti-constitutional. Now we got to live in China because they don't know how to be mature adults. Because no one never taught the people on the right. People are going to say some evil stuff and do some evil stuff in this world. You got to just, hey, that's their right to say what they want. A person can say whatever they want to say. Until they touch you, you can't do nothing. I remember learning that as a child, and now we got to reteach this to the right. Say, people, we're going to have a call-in show. You know, I was going to do this entire show on my other channel. And in fact, I will. We're gonna move over there when we get the callers on. So when we get to the caller segment of this show, we will move to my other channel because I prepared a stream for this. I didn't intend. I was just gonna move you guys over there anyway. So we'll get the callers on right now. And once I get the callers on the call, we'll all teleport to the call show. At this time, I'm actually addressing my attention to the chat room. So if you got something to say to me, say it now by way of super chat, or you can either at me in the chat room. Delta State campus, a black man got lynched. Let's see, for speaking his mind about it. Let's see. Join the call. Or is advocating for Bro Sanchez death legal? It might be legal. Hello to the callers. Caribbean Gems, how you doing? I'm sorry. So join now, guys. I'm clicking the link. Join this. We're gonna have a call-in segment of this show. At me, guys, or either send a super chat. I'm directing my attention toward the chat room. Sally McDermott, thank you so much for your support. What's good, my brother Ironwork? How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing, Sanchez, bro? I'm so glad that you transmitted today. I'm so glad.
I'm glad that you joined, man. Um, we need brothers that can see through the bullshit and brothers that they just can't put like this, what I would call this radical pro-black title over because like everyone know if they follow you and me, like we are pretty much integrated. Like we don't fucking hate no particular race and shit. But the whole thing is like we still see how ours is targeted, if that make any sense.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah,
So
makes all the sense, man. And I'll tell you what, this is if you look at it like, man, the synagogue of Satan. I hate having to revert to them, but you can see it. It's clear, right?
mm-hmm.
Synagogue of Satan been fooling white people for ages, and they fall for the same trick, the same banana in the tailpipe. But then you have those that see the trick for what it is now, right? But I mean, you still had brothers like Louis Farrakhan, Khalid Muhammad, and them, Malcolm X, spitting game to both communities, the black community, the white community. Of course, we took to it easier because we were the ones getting fucked with the most, right? But white folks still got fucked with. They were fucked with different, right? They were just fooled, and all their wishes were granted. But the problem with that is that when you get all your wishes granted, you don't know how to exercise when push comes to shove and you need to. You don't know how to operate. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like the person that's used to struggling becomes strong, and the person that doesn't struggle at all, well, once it comes time to start doing something, you can't do nothing because you're feeble. You're so used to doing shit because the system is built and designed for you. You understand?
Damn.
So now we've gotten to
Damn.
a point to where the system's not starting to operate the way they'd like for it to, and this is where we at. Now they want to start turning their guns on us. It's like they're in bully mode. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They're in bully mode. They're not getting shit the way they want it. It's not looking good because it's their fucking fault. And so what do? Because you know what it is. The motherfucker that's laughing at you because you fucked up, you want to turn around and you want to hit him. But it's not his fault. It's not our fault. We didn't design this shit. We don't poison people's food. We don't fuck up the air. We don't fuck up the water. That's all them. You know what I'm saying? And when you tell them that, they start calling you racist. It's like, no. I'm not racist. I'm not none of that. Like, I love you. I want you to succeed. The thing is that they've been doing this to us for years. And we've been having to get over this shit every fucking time. It's gotten to the point to where anytime you see a black person get killed by a cop for nothing, you used to it. We become numb to it. We become numb to it. And even you like, I know this motherfucker didn't do nothing. Or sometimes we've gotten so numb to it. If the black person like flinches a little bit and he gets shot and killed, we start saying, "Oh well, he shouldn't have flinched like that. Why did he flinch?" You know what I'm saying?
Or either why he getting loud and talking to the officer like that when he got freedom of speech. Yeah,
exactly. And so white folks, what puzzles me, and this is what puzzles me, is a lot of them, they turn around and they say you're racist because you're telling them this truth. And really all we want is for them to live right. You know what I'm saying? So we could be at peace. That's all we want. All we want is peace. We ain't trying to have no smoke with nobody. You understand? But now look at what happened to Charlie Kirk. The dude was nothing but no good, man. And you want to know something? Whether he was killed, or whether he was targeted and killed, which is what I feel that the synagogue of Satan did this, think about it. They made sure that the last impression that you have of this man is something where he's turning around targeting black people again. Like he goes back to his default setting. You understand? So it's not, if you look at it, and people Candace Owens is coming around saying, oh, he was talking about Israel, he was talking about this, he was talking about that. His last words was against us. Yes. And we don't do nothing to these people, man. We do nothing to these people.
Right.
And when you tell them shit like that, they got nothing but expletives. Nigga this, oh, you fucking nigger, this and that. And then you got this shit, you got this smoke for me, and your own people are killing you. That's why their numbers are dropping. That's why their own people are targeting them. That's why their kids are getting snatched up and All kinds of bad shit is happening to them.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? They ain't got nothing but smoke for us. And when you
know,
tell them this shit, they ain't got nothing but, oh, you racist, you racist. You're like, you know what? And you getting punished because you too blind to see your own fucking errors.
you know what's so deep about what you're saying?
It's the synagogue of Satan. And it's the synagogue of Satan tricking them every fucking time. And you don't hear these motherfuckers coming around talking about, hey, you know what? Louis Farrakhan was right. Farrakhan was right. He tried to tell us. Every time I tell these motherfuckers, in one ear, out the other. They don't fucking listen. Hey, man, if I lose subs, I lose subs. I don't give a fuck. My thing is to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. Anyway, go ahead, man. My bad.
Yeah, nah, you good to go. You ain't doing nothing but kicking the truth. You need to vent that, bro. I'm glad you was able to get that just the way you did it. Because, and you ain't saying nothing but facts because it's like, man, it was so much I had to unpack. I'm letting people on. It slipped my mind. But it was just to piggyback on what you pretty much saying, man. It's just amazing to me that I always go back to they got more hate for the mockers of the death than the causers of it because white America like to constantly bring up black on black crime while we say to them all the time, you kill who you are in proximity to. So of course, black people gonna kill who they close to. And his death it proves that white on white crime is a real thing and white people kill who they're close to. Look what happened to him.
Sanchez, he would have been, you know what? He would have been safer in Brooklyn. He would have been safer in Chicago, in Alabama, in Mississippi, in Atlanta.
Man, listen.
If you threw him in an HBCU, he would have been better off. He would have been better off. And you want to know what they're afraid of? They're afraid of the truth, a lot of them. When you start dropping that truth on them, they run from it. They run. Yo, let me tell you something. It's so fucking crazy. In France, you know when motherfuckers sucking their teeth and shit. You know when you were a kid, if you got caught sucking your teeth, your parents would smack you across the mouth. In France, the French government is so afraid of black people, they made it illegal to suck your teeth in public. Because that's something that we do.
Yep.
It's crazy. They get so scared and so triggered by our words. And we're not about that action because we know what they're going to do already. But we're crafty with our words. Sometimes we're crafty with our words. We know how to diss a motherfucker, make a motherfucker feel bad, just crash on dudes, right? They don't like it. And so a lot of times their way out is to bully us. And really that's what it boils down to. We don't fuck with people like that, man. We don't come around bullying people like that, man. We just don't. That's not really who we are. That's not in our nature. But it's so in their nature that we point to who the enemy is. We like it's these motherfuckers. It's them. But they've got them so goddamn comfortable that they go back to their goddamn default settings. The government make them feel as if they special, but they get fucked over just like us. Just like us, they get fucked over. It ain't no different. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. Shout out to everybody on the call. I'm keeping this stream going for a while, but we are gonna teleport at some point. But yeah,
Sanchez.
Sterling, sure, man.
Yeah.
Cut right
Well,
in.
salute to you on the panel. I'm just giving a mic check because I'm kind of tied up with the kids here. I'm just doing a mic check.
Salutes to you, Sterling.
How you doing, sir?
And salutes
good, man,
to
Good to see you, Sterling.
To Jarrell, Aaron, Sacred Knowledge, and to my good brother Wiggly. Welcome back, man. And Joe Blow. I don't know if that's Joe Blow. Can I get a mic check from you? It's just because of your name. That's all.
What's up, man? Mic
What's
check.
good? I just wanted to know you good to go now.
Yeah. Joe Blow.
What's good with you,
Yo,
Joe?
can I throw something in real quick? When these things happen, the other day you were talking about sleeper cells. And I think when these things happen, it's a good opportunity to see that the sleeper cells are all throughout society, and it's us. Because I look at how the people come out with these program responses. They all say the exact same thing. And it's like they're the mouthpieces for the system, you know, because she ain't talking about, they're like, well, they don't understand free speech because they're like, well, she can't be yelling about a fire in a theater. That's not what she's doing, is she? She's talking about it. So they always use the same responses and they never get to the real issue, which is that they're going to take away our free speech. That's really what's going on, you know? It's like, and they don't care about that. They're like, well, you can't say this and that because, no, free speech is free speech. They don't get it. They just don't get it. They're all programmed, and they got program responses that prevent them from ever seeing what's happening.
The best way to take away free speech is to create a situation under the right president, which is Trump, who's connected to the right event, which is Charlie Kirk. That would be such emotional to the people who should push against your speech being taken, but they would be so blinded with their emotions, they would be asking the authority to take it because, listen, they love Charlie Kirk. Now, I can't lie to you, MAGA and the far right is very powerful in America right now. When it comes to the two political parties, the right is more powerful. Trump has empowered the right to a level that the left can't really compete nowadays. But what I'll say is, with that power, we are responsible to hold them accountable to not be tyrannical with it. And we do see that happening, right? Because and I'll stop here and I want Ironwork and Wiggly, y'all can, you know, and we can start passing this thing around. I'm finna land right here, right? So my point is all of the factors are in to take away our free speech and turn us to China overnight. And that's exactly what we see happening because this is how China punishes its people with the social credit score by taking away their jobs and livelihoods, social statuses, credentials, for saying things about people that they don't like. Now, that person can be alive, the person can be dead. But if you want to implement this kind of tyranny, you want to start it off with a person that's dead because that's going to hit home more deeper. Like, you're mocking a dead man. Someone needs to silence you. Stop them from doing that. Now we getting silenced for everything. Now they silencing you for mocking living people because guess what they're going to say? Well, you talking about Charlie Kirk is what got him killed because you was calling him names. You called him names. You called him a fascist, so they shot. Like, now they're going to attack freedom of speech by saying what you saying is the reason people getting killed. And, you know, that's they're going to, so I'll fall back.
That's what they use the emotional part, and then they don't understand that. Well, because they don't understand that these are psyopses and that the shit's being done. That you know they do not have the discernment to see anything.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is I feel that your audience, Sanchez, everybody knows it's a psyop. Everybody knows what time it is. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. But what sucks is we're just a microcosm of this society. What's crazy is that it's the vast majority of people that just don't fucking get it. They're going to run off with the official narrative. And they forget that this government does nothing but fucking lie. That's all they do. They make these lies and they make this world comfortable for a group of people over another group of people. For the people without the melanin, they make it comfortable. For those with all the melanin, they make it uncomfortable. And they do it in stages. And now it's gotten to the point to where these people have reverted back to their fucking default settings. And did you hear about this brother that just got hung in goddamn Delta State, Delta College or some stuff, Mississippi? They found him hanging. Strange fruit. There you go. One more time. So these motherfuckers come around talking about 1350. 13% of the population doing 50% of the crime. You know what they said this brother's goddamn hanging was? They said it was a motherfucking suicide. You know how many times motherfuckers got found hanging this year already? In 2025? Like 6 fucking black people found hanging. This shit is going on still in 2025. And they got some fucking nerve to say, oh, why are you asking for reparations? Why are you doing this? Why are you talking about Charlie Kirk like that? It's because of shit like this. A lot of these people, they never fucking change, bro. They don't change. And it's crazy because now these chickens are coming home to roost. It ain't us. It was never us. We was never doing that to them. It's always been their own people turning around, poisoning their water. Their own fucking people stealing their kids, harming their kids, stealing their fucking organs, taking their grandparents from their elderly from them. It's never been us.
Hey,
This is what they need to know.
Question.
It's never been us.
Very quick question. If everybody here is aware of the psyop and they're aware of it, then how can y'all act like it's just so damn real, like it's 100% real? And that's my question.
I got an answer for you. I got an answer for you right now because it is real. Let me answer him right now. And here's what I don't like. When people hear the word psyop, they think we saying that the shit fake. We're saying it's a psychological operation, bro. We ain't saying the shit fake, right? We're saying it don't matter if it's fake or real. What's real is the reaction of the masses. Yes. In particular, the far right is now being militarized. Hold up, bro. Hold on. You ain't gonna cut me off when I'm answering you. You can't be listening to my answer and you're gonna cut in like that. Joe Blow, I want you to listen to me because I want you to get the mic to respond.
Thank you.
Salutes, Joe
Blow.
Yes,
sir. Appreciate you, man. Take it.
Hey, Joe, can you hear me? Unmute your mic. I want to be fair with you, brother. I want to be. Salutes to you. I'll wrap it up so you can go ahead and get the mic then. What I'm telling you, Joe, psyop don't mean fake. It means it's a psychological operation. What is the operation there to bring forth? Racial tension. How is it going to bring it forth? By making people on the far right get pissed off at folks for mocking this man deaf to the point where they're going to start beating you up, firing you. Her police who like Charlie Kirk, they're going to harass you, lock you up. That's where it's happening right now. So that's my job as someone that knows the psychological operation that everyone falling for is to get on my stream and call it out exactly the way I'm doing now, letting them know, listen, you racist white folks, quit being mad at us black folks because this is all an agenda of racial tension and they using y'all as the activators. People got the right to mock people's death. Quit letting it get under your skin. I can't stop people from mocking people deaf, but as American, we must stop people for letting stuff get under their skin. Otherwise, we won't have freedom of speech no more. If I got to stop the person talking, I got to stop the person hearing it that don't like what's said. So when America stopping a person talking versus the person that's hearing and don't like what they hearing, we're now leaving America. We're now going into China. We're not freedom of speech is the most American thing that exists. So I'll land right there. Joe Blow.
All right, cool. Thank you for letting me speak, and I appreciate it. All right, so don't you think by doing that we're missing a step though? Don't you think we're jumping over a step? Like you have to take things in order, right? And the first order of things would be determining whether this thing was actually done in the first place. That would be the first step. And I don't think there's been enough evidence determining that yet. I don't think all there is just people mourning him, people who think that he's gone just mourning him. That's it. But there's no evidence that he was actually taken out in the first place.
Okay, so let me respond to that. I got you. Hold on. I got you, Sakano. Let me respond to him. You said the first step is determining whether it's real or not. I got some news for you, right? You're wrong. Because you will never determine if it's real or not. No one will ever know the truth about September 11th. Only thing we'll know, it ain't what they told us. What's real in all of these psyops is the reaction of the people. And guess what, Joe Blow? You got an obligation to deal with what's real. You got an obligation to deal with what you know right now versus ignoring that to try to figure out what you don't know. See, I don't know if Charlie Kirk alive or dead, and I can spend my life trying to figure it out. But I do know that these dumb Americans is going to act like they're going to react like he's dead, and they're going to fucking start mobbing each other, lynching each other. And I want to deal with what I know right now, not what I don't know, right? Because what I do know is a direct threat and a direct problem right now that we see on the news. People losing their jobs, getting expelled, getting beat up. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist right now and go into what I don't know, because what I do know is enough to get me started working, for me to roll up my sleeves and take some action. And to me,
All right. You know what?
that'll
I've
be
never thought
putting,
of it like that.
that's
I've never
what I'm
thought of
saying.
it like
Yeah,
that.
appreciate it.
And I appreciate that. That's actually pretty insightful. Thanks.
Yo, Joe Blow,
Real
you
quick.
took it really far up. I thought he was gonna start a little light. This your boy Wiggly, man. Peace, peace, everybody.
Shout
yo.
out to Joe Blow, man, for that good decorum, and shout out to you, Wiggly. You
Yeah.
got it for sure.
So I just wanted to speak on the kind of light, because while I do think this is a psyop, for some reason, I want to stay on the ground level where you was when you was talking about people shouldn't lose their jobs over this. Now, you right to an extent. The thing is, if you work, and I say a private institution in chat, but I believe a public institution too. If you work for that institution and their policy is that you don't get online talking like that, then you're not being held back by the lack of this nation's freedom of speech. You being held back by some policy. And I want to give a real live example that I went through real quick. So around the time when Trump was running in 2020, he got elected in 2020. I was on the internet. Pretty sure y'all remember we was all on the internet just back and forth about Trump and whoever he was running against. I would be posting shit on Instagram, Facebooks, all these little sites or whatever, going back and forth and chat with people, posting my shit, banners, yada yada. I get to work one day, and it was time for us to take a training. And it was a training about social media and your behavior online. These motherfuckers made a whole cartoon. They make the cartoon to explain to you, you know, what this training is about. In this cartoon particularly, it was a black guy with some glasses, and his name was Anthony. At the time, when I got hired with the company, I had a bald head. Well, not bald, but, you know, not the locks I got. Glasses, and I looked just like that character on there. And they said, this man has been posting online his, you know, opinion about politics, this, that, and the third. Then they had a question. Is this acceptable within this company? And then they said somebody reported up to HR, and they was like, is this acceptable in this company? So I was like, now, me, I'm gonna push yes, because fuck it, hell yeah, I got the freedom of speech. But I hit no, because I know, like, it's a liberal company. I already know exactly what y'all about. So I pushed no, and they said, correct. Your behavior online could possibly affect how we look or something as a company, yada, yada, yada. My point is that since I'm hired with them, I can't get online talking about, I could say congratulations, Trump, but I can't get online and be all in people's stuff, going back and forth about Trump on my page, talking shit, libs this, libs that, Trump the man, he finna lock y'all up. I can't be online doing that, because if it get back up to HR, which it did, because they made a whole video about me in cartoon form, I could potentially risk being terminated. So I think that's where we land in that, on the fact that you work with a company, and if the shareholders of that company find out that you online and you work for said company, and they like, yo, do we want this guy or this woman representing us like this? And then the owners say, yeah, it's free speech. They do what they want. So the shareholders pull their 46 million out and they take it to the competition. That's going to be a problem for that guy. So he's like, nah, I'm just going to terminate them and keep my business going. So I just wanted to know your opinion on that.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
real quick,
it goes back. No, you can't. You gotta let me respond to my brother's sake and no ledge. Come on, man. I ain't saw my nigga Wiggly in a minute, bro. Come on, wait, hold up.
Already.
Check this out, Wiggly. Yeah, bro. It's a good point you bringing up. So it goes back to Americans are losing our constitutional right of free speech, and it ain't directly happening by the government per se. When we say that the corporations own the government, you just pointed out the corporate attack against free speech. This is how they're going to get away with it, because the corporations are private. So Our rights are now being decided by private corporations, which is what we see in China. The corporations work directly with the government, and this is even how they enforce the social credit and scores, because whatever social platforms you own, the government basically is their Facebook, Twitter. They see what you posting. What you pointing out, Wiggly, is an opportunity for Americans to protest, revolt if we want to keep America, America. And Trump saying make America great again, he making it China again. You got to think about this, Wiggly. Why that's bullshit when they say you misrepresent the company, right? A military soldier, when he's in his uniform and on his duties, he's obligated to represent himself a certain way. But don't you know that that same military soldier can be off work, off duty? Now, he can get in trouble if he round base and all that. I'm going to show you something. He can be in political debates, though. He can get into religious confrontations, and the military can't punish that soldier. Now, listen, if that soldier is on duty, in uniform, bringing up a bunch of, religious issues that may be controversial, or like you said, Wiggly, you was dealing with Donald Trump political issues, right? Yeah, your employer got the right to say, listen, when you on my clock, I don't want you talking about no politics or none of that, because it distracts from your work. You know what I'm saying?
Not on the clock, though. I was on my personal time.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm telling you, that's wrong for a corporation to be policing what we do in our personal life, personal time, and even our personal social media settings. That's what China do to its citizens, and they punish them for saying stuff they don't like. So that's what I was saying. Because of the corporate takeover in America, they know we need employment. They can get rid of the Constitution by not getting rid of the Constitution. Like, the Constitution ain't going nowhere, but since everyone worked for private corporations, the private corporations ain't got to be American. They can be anti-constitutional, and this is why Americans need to be bringing this up instead of being divided.
That is what they're doing.
Now, and then Joe Blow, can I ask him one more thing, and I swear I fall back for the show. One more thing, because I put in chat an example, and I'm going to personalize it about you. You said, if the guy was working with the company for the longest, he been great, showing up, doing his thing, they're going to fire him right now because he said F. Charlie Kirk. So then I said, okay, I personalize it. What if you hire somebody for Sanchez Productions? It just happened to blow up. They were working with you for 10, 15 years. Great employee, made you millions of dollars. But then they got online one day and started saying, Sanchez is alternative lifestyle, and he bends over, and this company is a money launderer. Would you keep him? And he posted all of that. Would you keep him with your company?
That ain't a good example. Here's why, right? Here's why. That's like a person working for Walmart dissing the Walton Company. Or if you work for McDonald's and you dissing Mickey D's. Or, like I said, you in the American military and you talking shit about the American government and military, that will make your ass get watched. And guess what? In the military, even if you talking shit about the military and the government off work and they find out, they gonna probably be looking at your ass like, we gotta watch this nigga, he's like a traitor. So what you saying is different. That's a person biting the hand that's feeding them. You talking shit about the person that you part of. That's like you one of us and you talking about our leader. We might need to, you're a wolf in sheep, that's some traitors. So that's different for a corporation other than, let's say, Wiggly, I'm a Satanist, right? Let's say I worship the devil, but I got a corporation and I find out at my corporation full of, let's say we run the Church of Satan, right? We sell satanic t-shirts, we sell satanic shit, right? Just a weird example, right? Now look, let's say I find out one of my employees that I hired at my front office She's non-religious, right? Because I don't require you to worship Satan at my shit, right? I'm an equal opportunity employer. But I find out that one of my people at my job worships Jesus. And now I say to myself, oh, they worship Jesus. We got to get rid of her because we're Satanists. So now I'm firing you because of your religious ideology, and that ain't right in America. You can't even fire a person because of their sexual preference. You got to be an equal opportunity employer. You got to even allow the rainbow people to have a chance to be employed. So how you going to fire me because I voted for Trump? How you going to fire me because I said, well, I didn't like Charlie Kirk, and I think his death is, we getting rid of evil people. Like when y'all celebrated Rodney King's beat down and shit. So like my whole thing be, as a corporation that's saying you're an equal opportunity employer, we would have to take that status from you once we find out you're letting people go and you ain't giving them an equal opportunity just because of their political ideologies or their, you see what I'm saying? In your
Even
case,
if they say up front that they're at-will termination employee?
Well, you're double talking if you do that. If you say, well, I'm an equal opportunity employer, at will means I can fire you anytime without an explanation. It's kind of double talking the way too. If you give them a back door, because they don't if I don't tell you why I fired you, I can literally be getting rid of you because of your skin color or because of your religion. You see what I'm saying? So they got them a back door with this thing.
That's all I got. I fall back. Appreciate the dialogue and exchange, man.
Oh man, good questions for sure. You are free to you know what I'm saying, speak as much as you like. I'm gonna keep the floor open. Go ahead, Sacred No Let.
I posted in the Zoom chat a picture. So it's evidence that this shit might be fake. I just wanted you to check it out. I want everybody to check it out because I don't think a lot of people have seen this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, just to save you some time, it's fake. Now let's talk about the real shit from it, which is the race division. All right.
See, that's what I didn't. Okay, so that's what I didn't.
We can shortcut all the conspiracy shit. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. We live in a racist ass country where black folks hate white folks and white folks hate black folks. And that's real, man. That ain't fake. Right. And when they try to do fake events to make the black folks and white folks fight each other, I don't want to sit around talk about if the event fake or real or not. I want to talk. You know, you're not. But guess what you need to be trying to do? Stop niggas from react. Because think about this, right? You ain't gonna make them stop reacting by saying it's fake. You're gonna make them stop reacting by legally saying your actions is anti-constitutional. Now I got power. Listen, I got some protecting me versus me trying to sell you a conspiracy, which I'm sold on in a way. I know we ain't gonna sell it on them. So if that make any sense to y'all, like I can go out there and say, look, Americans, we're not enforcing the Constitution and we turning into China. Because look, even if you think this shit real, you trying to silence people from mocking the man death is the psyop. They want y'all to say, yeah, because if you look at what's happening in mainstream media, in mainstream media, everyone is making it like it's so evil how people mocking his death. This is so evil. We got to do something about it. Just like they silence flat earth. That's so dangerous. People is researching ancient they can do that and they'll start censoring y'all. It didn't happen to me with the flat earth shit. I know how it go. I see these psyops roll out. And you got most folks that saying, look, I wouldn't mock his death. I didn't care for Charlie Kirk, but yeah, people shouldn't be out there mocking his death. And I don't like that answer. I'm saying, listen, there's a debate in America whether or not they can mock this man death or not. And I'm saying that shouldn't even be a debate in a land of free speech. Why is it even a debate? So that's the conversation I want to have. Because why? I'm gonna talk. You know why I'm concerned with that? Because I talk a lot. and I see free speech under attack. So even if you want to keep talking about whether shit fake or real, you need to first debate this free speech thing, because later there'll be censoring conversations that's saying he didn't die. So I know you want to discuss right now whether it's real or not. Guess what? People are trying to attack your free speech, man. If you don't deal with that first, they will stop, just like with September 11th. If you say it ain't real, they take your video down. So even if you want to talk about if it's real or fake or not, you got to deal with this free speech first that's under attack.
That's crazy, because there are videos out there that will show the plane disappearing behind another video, behind another building. Like, but nobody cares about that. Nobody agrees on that.
Yeah, but guess what? People can't talk about it because you're gonna get censored and fired if you see what they don't like, what they doing with Charlie. My bad, Bobby. Welcome back, bro. You got
what up? Yeah, salute everybody. When you was speaking about, Democrats, Republicans, two wings of the same bird, right? What did you say about the firings and all the freedom of speech sanctions that was placed around the George Floyd killer? You know what I mean? Because I'm following you. But if we looking at a dual party system that's working in conjunction with each other, and putting this plan forward, don't you think a lot of this stuff happened around that time with the George Floyd stuff? It was a lot of people fired from their jobs for their opinions about George Floyd. And I'm just, let y'all deal with that.
Yeah, this is all part of the left versus right agenda, and they both want to do the same thing. I'm definitely with you, no pushback at all, spot on. If you saying that the left do the same thing, hell yeah, they do. But here go my thing, right? Here go my thing with the right, though. And I swear I'm not trying to play the left-right game. My thing with the right is this. The right will their punishment will be like lynching a nigga, hanging a nigga, mob beating your ass down, getting you expelled. A racist police might lock you up. Oh, that's harassment when you just using your freedom of speech. You didn't touch nobody, right? Now they both gonna get you fired. But I ain't gonna lie. With Trump in office right now, as tight as he was with Charlie Kirk, they're going to China means. And I'm trying to see, do the right get more radical than the left? Because they both do the same thing. The question I'm asking now is what we saying with Charlie Kirk, like a new frontier of it from the right. Like they're fucking taking it and mutating it to a whole nother level right now.
Mr. Sanchez, I think this is connected to, you guys might not agree, but I think it's connected to Muslims and Hinduism. And India is in Asia, so they're taking these psychologies and applying it to the West. So Hinduism has caste system where they have different people of status, and they want these people to only stay with each other. And it's a tactic to control people and have them quiet.
Hey, we hear that, sister. Appreciate that input. Much love to you, Caribbean Gems. Yeah, you can interject much as y'all like. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave the flow open. I'm gonna play some clips if y'all chilling right now. Let me switch to the screen share.
You guys ever notice how they did a left-right paradigm? So you have two choices, but what they actually pose against each other are people who are, okay, the right, they even say it's the right, those are people who are like absorbed in the system. They're part, the machine and them are one, and they don't variate from what the machine wants. And then they pose them against the left, so-called left, which is just people who want freedom for humans more, and their ideologies are like matched up to just a little bit more freedom. So it's just people who are for the system and against the people who are, not for the system. That's all it is. It's like how they fucked us.
I see what you're saying, man. But it's like they come together at some point, at least in government, to control the masses, and that's what the right left do. They come together. In the end of the day, they vote for the same policies, the same agenda gets done, but they're going to go ahead and have a whole different group of people on each side, yet the same thing's getting done. We're moving in the same direction.
They genetically modified the left, so they're not even really down with freedom. They're weirdos.
I mean, who's to say we're not all a bit genetically modified?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's happening with America. It's becoming left and righted. They did this to the left, and the right. These are political parties. You mean to tell me they went up in every Democrat's house and GMO'd them? So this is where the political conversation in America is mutated into something that's beyond. It's like
I didn't mean modified. I meant like they fuck with their head. They modified.
But still, though, I mean, why only the left though? You don't think they do it to the right either? Yeah.
Yeah, all of them. Oh,
and I'm not a Democrat, by the way. But
right,
yeah,
so he's saying that anybody who even has who thinks the right left paradigm is real at all has been
man, because you're still in a mindset where you're gonna be picking a side. You're on what I call the seesaw. You helping this bird fly because you're gonna go from right to left, left to right. Look at Candace Owens. She went from MAGA to non-MAGA to this. It's gonna always be looking for the next savior or leader in America. And because when you finally wake up, you'll realize all long work is two wings of the same bird, and you'll quit hopping from wing to wing. And that's why I say that they trying to left right everything, because people will say, well, I used to vote. They didn't even want us to vote for Republicans. They only tried to make us vote for Democrats. Some people became conservatives just because they were taught not to be it. And that'll be like teaching a young woman not to be promiscuous, not to be fast, not to be, fast with boys. And because you taught her that, now she want to put them booty shorts on. She want to go and chase. So I hear a lot of black conservatives talk like the little girl like that, with that mentality. They say, well, look, they taught black people to be Democrats for years. Now that I got the chance to wear some red and be a Republican, I want to try it out and see what they kept from me so long. Shit, another wing to the same bird. But I'm going to fall back.
Another thing you got to remember, too, Joe Blow, is humans are like cats. Black people, white people would be like panthers and lions. Black people and white people are a total different species. And the reason why they don't, a lot of times, some people do hate each other, but a lot of times they hate each other. They just don't hang out because they're so different. That's the way I look at it. They're like a species. They're like any other animal. Chinese people are their own species of human. We're humans, but then you got cats, but you got cheetahs. Cheetahs could jump higher. They could run faster.
But it wasn't always like that.
I see what you're saying, but like,
we all different.
Yeah, we're all different, but we're all the same at the same time, right?
But me personally, I ain't nothing like these other white people. See. Me personally, I think the reason why white people and black people don't hang out is because most white people are too damn corny. That's what I think.
So you're describing learned behavior, because in the ancient world, there was no such thing as any of these. These are all, because in the book, the Bible talks about how you split the tongues, the Babylon, the tower shit. That's a story about how we all got split up on purpose to control us. We weren't always different and divided like we are.
No, we always were. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We're different. We're different species, my brother. We're different species, but some of us are black and don't know it, and some black people are more white and don't know it because of the blood.
Let me play something real quick, guys. Real quick. Let's do something real quick.
Officials have released the identity of a student who was found on a campus hanging from a tree this morning. Campus officials and police made the announcement just a couple of hours ago in a news conference. 16 WAPT's.
Mind you, this happened in Mississippi following the wake of Charlie Kirk's death. And I keep telling y'all, I didn't come here to talk about nothing else today but this civil war and this race war that's happening right now. It ain't no such thing as a civil war gonna happen. Bro, the first phases is already happening. Listen
Ross
here.
Adams live in the studio this afternoon. He's been following the story at Delta State all day. Ross, what are investigators saying?
Well, Troy, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here is what we know right now. According to the Delta State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old DeMartravion Trey Reed. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central part of the campus. Reed is a Delta State student from Grenada.
Now, bro, y'all know niggas don't play no pickleball. Now, they found bro near the fucking pickleball court. We already know. So I hope now somebody said they said it's a suicide. Ain't no way, because the coroner say he had broken bones too.
Investigators saying.
Well, Troy, we are just hours into the investigation of this disturbing discovery on the Cleveland campus. Now, here is what we know right now. According to the Delta State Police Chief, they got a call around 7 o'clock Monday morning. First officers on the scene found the body of 21-year-old DeMartravion Trey Reed. He was hanging from a tree near the pickleball court that's in the central part of the campus. Reed is a Delta State student from Grenada. Now, there is already rampant social media speculation about what happened to Reed. At this point, investigators say there is no evidence of foul play.
But we, of course, again, with our partners, we've investigated every avenue, and again, we continue to investigate.
The university has contacted the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, Cleveland Police Department, and the Bolivar County Sheriff's Office to assist them in the investigation. Today was supposed to be a happy day on the Delta State campus, celebrating its 100th anniversary. Instead, they are mourning the loss of this student. Classes were canceled Monday, and it's unclear if they will resume on Tuesday. Back to you, Troy.
All right, Ross, thank you. 16 WAPT is your breaking news leader. We are working to learn more on this breaking story. We will pass along to.
All right, yeah, so I think it's related to Charlie Kirk. What about y'all?
Not only do I think it's related to Charlie Kirk, I think the like racist white people in America don't need a lot to be pushed over the edge to be forced to do some shit like this, especially with all of my family being from Mississippi. This is a common occurrence, and it always seemed to happen after some social shit like this, either in the national news or America or just the local news in Mississippi. And y'all can take it from there. They just literally found hundreds of bodies buried behind the Mississippi prison. I believe it was like a year and a half or 2 years ago. So
yeah, I heard about that.
They want chaos, and so they're starting to slowly roll out this agenda where they're going to create chaos, and it's all planned by the AI.
Well, let me ask you this. In nature, did the government tell the lions and the panthers to not hang out with each other? No, nature did. For real, the government don't rule nothing. If you look at everything for real from the fifth dimensional eyesight, you see that everything is ruled by natural law and nature, everything. We just don't see it because we've been so separated.
I'm trying to see how, and I'm going to tell y'all what I believe on some real shit. I kind of believe some of y'all responses to this news clip is separated from the empathy of black people. And I ain't going to call no names, but it seemed like the conversations turn into spiritual abstract dialogues when I'm specifically trying to talk about how they're activating these far-right white supremacists when black folks ain't even killed this man. You talking about a black man that got hung, and they ain't mad at the white guys that's shooting their own. Trump almost got shot by a white man. So they're fueling their far-right hate. The assassins are the ones causing this stuff. but their anger is gonna get directed toward black people. That's why I said, who think this hanging got something to do with Charlie Kirk? Because if it is, that's what I want to talk about. Nothing else though. So I ain't calling no names or nothing, but I'm just saying,
they're not hugging enough, Sanchez. Black and white people ain't every black person I see, I give them a hug every single day.
You know what, bro? I'm
gonna
tell you what you can do to them though, bro. You ain't gotta give them a hug if you can just tell the truth with them. Because check it out, right? They'll say, keep your hug and let's talk about.
They never say that.
Hold on, I'm just trying to tell you.
They never say that. They give me a hug. They love.
Bro,
they
you
love
ain't listening to me, bro. I don't know if you doing it on purpose, but you talking over me, but you're not listening to me. I'm telling you as a black person, keep your hug and listen to me right now. We want to be listened to. And everyone's talking over us, offering us hugs when we want to be understood and we want to be talking about I'm talking about a black dude that was hung and you offering me a hug when I'm telling the white folks that's being activated, that's finna go on a let's lynch a nigga, make America great again, Jim Crow mentality right now, right? We pass hugs with black and white. Right? What we need right now is understanding. Niggas need to be heard. The truth need to be, because check this out. The white folks that's been activated against blacks, they losing their free speech too. They ain't gonna be able to speak against the group. This shit turning into like Nazi Germany. It's turning into a dictatorship under Trump, and he already said he wanna be the last president. Fuck the hug conversation. Fuck it's like y'all trying to deflect. Right now, I'm trying to goddamn really talk about some serious shit. I don't know if y'all tripping or what, but yeah, just
you see relax, what I was saying the other day, Sanchez, when I was talking about when it come to black people, it's just niggas being killed, but when it comes to this other shit, it's conspiracy, it's all of that. Like if this was really some psyop shit, and it was really about black people this and white people that, and they wanted to stop people from killing and hurting each other, they would have shut down every drill rapper Instagram account and Facebook account and said, you can't talk this shit on our social network. You can't go on here and diss the dead after somebody get killed because it's causing too much violence in the city. Thanks. It's causing too much violence in the black community. This is too much. We can't allow y'all to get on here and do this with each other because it's reflecting bad on our social media site and it's causing dissension in the community. They don't give a fuck about none of that. And to push it even further, why is this a black issue anyway? The first videos I seen on YouTube of people being spoken to about Charlie Kirk was white people going around asking other white college students how they felt, and all these white people said they don't give a fuck. They was glad that he died. Why is that not being pushed to the forefront?
I can show several white girls saying that they glad he died. You're right. White people saying it too. And it's because they want the black versus white. And this what I'm saying on the panel, man. This is the serious shit we need to be addressing, the tactics of division surrounding all of these recent events, man. Save all that other poetry type stuff, guys. And I love y'all to death. But yeah, go ahead.
I just think everything comes from within. We create our own universe. What we are inside is what our universe is. If your world is hate and division, then that's what you are inside.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. I grew up in the ghetto around hate and division, and I ain't had nothing but love in my heart, bro. I don't know what you talking about, man. I live in a world of hate and division, but bro, I ain't got that in me. What are you saying? That's why I said a poetry ain't hitting right now for some reason.
I'm not saying your division inside. I'm just saying that's what you're interested in, is what I'm saying.
Let me tell you what I'm interested in. I'm interested in addressing the hate and division. It ain't that I'm interested in it. I'm engulfed in it. You just said we live in it. That's like saying, bro, how are you in the ocean and you ain't interested in it? Like all this hate and division that we're submerged in this world full of hate and division, and you telling me to ignore it. while at the same time telling me it's all around me. I can't. So I'm going to address it. You can do what you can put your head in the sand and give poetic motherfucking sermons. I'm going to go outside and tell these people, bro, they playing with your emotions. White man, they taking away your freedom of speech because you letting him trigger you because he mocking you. I'm going to tell them the tactics and call it out and hope they quit falling for it. And if it don't work, fine, I tried, but I ain't going to fucking just ignore it and act like you're the one doing wrong. Like when you say I'm interested in hate and division, you're wrong for not being interested in it. That's like being in a community full of crime and violence, but you ain't interested in it. I'm going to get interested in the crime and violence in my community and go and roll up my sleeves and go do something about it versus stand back like I'm bougie in the closet with poetry motherfucking passages.
Yeah, that's the point, because it's being manufactured. That's why you highlighting it so quickly, I think, is very important.
We're being manipulated. That's all I meant. That's all. What I was saying is we're definitely being manipulated into chaos.
The manipulation is coming
y'all
from your own
being manipulated. Y'all
From
being
your own
manipulated.
frequencies.
Y'all know, let me tell you something, bro. It's a white man on a call right now telling me my energy is mean and it's hateful when all I did was share a video of a black man that got hung, and I felt sorry for the black man just because he didn't kill Charlie Kirk and he died because of something, and it was a white man killed Charlie Kirk. They should be focusing on their own, but this young brother died. Now, it's easy for a white man to come onto the call and say, but Sanchez, your frequency off. Calm down, brother. You full of hate. It's in you, brother. I love this black student that died. Bro, this ain't hate. This me making a plea for this young man. You will see it like that because you're white, man, and I hate to point that out, but every time you talk, your whiteness show. Tell me I'm lying, y'all. You ain't concerned with this shit the way I am with this young man being hung. You concerned.
I didn't say you was full of hate.
Bro, you sarcastically did, and you start bringing up my frequency.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I've been begging you to just chill. I've been nice and respectful about it. I've been like, bro, we don't really want the poetic. Like you and Sacred No Less, the only two whites up here, and y'all are the only ones doing this. Everyone else
I am
is
not
put.
white.
Bro,
Quit saying that I'm not white.
Well,
not
my
white,
bad,
man.
my bad. None black, my bad. Y'all the two non-blacks up here, bro.
I'm black.
Bro,
believe that, bro. My father's black.
And,
I'm
bro,
Hispanic.
Bro, what else are you?
We ain't white.
Bro, you're mixed.
We're making it about black and white, man.
I am, though, because guess what? I got to. I don't want to. You forcing me to. Because guess what black folks be trying to tell people who not one of us? Have empathy for the shit we talking about. It must mean something to all of us black folks on the panel if we want to talk about these black, like the black sister that lost her college. She got kicked out of college, got arrested. Like the black student here after Charlie Kirk's death, how these black people are being attacked. That ain't me playing into division. That's me acknowledging that America is a racist ass country and niggas been getting lynched. This happened in Mississippi. It ain't no psyop. I'm from Alabama. See, when y'all come up here and you try to downplay this kind of stuff, yes, I'm gonna get passionate. I should. But it points out you ain't passionate about this kind of stuff, which means you can't be what I am, bro. Like this story would touch you if you was on the energy I'm on, but according to you, something wrong with my frequency right now. Something right about my shit right now, bro.
I sent you a link in the chat, bro. Peace.
I got you.
But nah, facts, bro. Like we all here for a reason. This ain't no jokes. We ain't playing around. It's our reality. We was born into this. We ain't make the rules to the game. We was born in it. But I'll land right there.
Gotta ascend, man. Ascend out of the darkness, man. Change your reality. from
Guess
within.
guess
Everything
what?
comes from within.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. A lot of people will say what you just said, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if they ain't passionate about nothing, they ain't got no light in them. They're dead. And guess what? It's like they're a shadow. All of the children of light got energy. They get up with a fire in them to go and fight evil outside. They ain't just in a corner meditating, bro. And I'm telling you, if you're just on some shit like that, you ain't gonna even make it up out of this matrix. Your ass gonna reincarnate for being selfish. Because guess what Neo had to do when he woke up? He had to go back in that shit and fight the devil, fight the deceivers, fight the people that was trying to keep the people lied to, lost, divided. He didn't go back up in there telling people to meditate. He told them to wake your ass up and come join the forces of good and let's fight some more and let's go wake some more up. When you really woke when you start fighting. Because I know if you really meditating for real, if you come out of your darkness ready to fight, that let me know you really doing some meditating. When you meditate, you're gonna be tuning yourself to the earth frequency. The earth is on the side of good, and the earth is waging war back against the forces of evil. The earth ain't on no defense mode shit. The earth is on some, oh, nigga, you want to fight me? Let's go, bitch. Y'all on some kundalini, let's go in the closet shit. That's how I know y'all ain't on the earth frequency, because the earth mad right now. The earth ready to go to fucking war. The earth saying, who on my side? Who on the side of righteousness? And then the earth ready to go. The earth ain't gonna just be attacked by these damn cancer cells and not fight back. So the people who saying they on the side of good, they supposed to be in a warrior spirit right now. Otherwise, they some fake ass imposters. And that's that Cleo the psychic energy. That's how I know you're a fake one, with that Ralph smart ass energy. And that's if the shoe, I'm not calling nobody this. I'm saying if you all meditation and no fight, get the hell up out of here. That's like the church. They just want to pray and think the shit gonna go away. That's another way to put your head in the sand. If you really meditating, then you're pissed off. Otherwise, you in the dark burning incense listening to goddamn cymbals playing. I don't know what you tapping into. You know.
The tales when
I think the truest thing said today is this is good against evil. It's not, you know what I'm saying, so much about color and white and black. And this is good against evil, because as we see, a white man just killed Charlie Kirk. But they are trying to cause division between us for sure. But that's about the realest thing I've heard. This is good against evil.
What good and evil when white people are lions and black people are panthers?
Yo,
we're animals.
He's talking about customs, not about like, he's talking about our culture, not about like we're different.
That's all man-made. That's all man-made. Everything you're talking about is man-made.
Don't
Your
use
mind
their
is man-made.
ego too much.
That's crazy.
You guys use your ego too much. You guys are not that logical sometimes. And this is what has gotten us here. And a lot of women who encourage you guys bullshit, your mothers, your sisters, your family, and other men in your family. This is why we're here.
Let me explain something to you. I don't think this is an opportunity to turn it into a pink power situation to where we're gonna bash men and turn it into a gender war, sister. Because I haven't saw anything illogical on the panel. What I see illogical is attacking people for their freedom of speech in a land that you said speech is free. Then people should be able to mock dead people or whatever they want to do. If I said something illogical or done something, you can call that out. But just speaking that men are illogical just because we may argue or clash or have intellectual debate, I just can't go for it, even though I do think men are the cause of a lot of this shit in the world, because we're the leaders, right? But I think the men on this panel right now can't be accused of being illogical. We can be accused of being passionate right now. I think that the brother who I'm talking to, he's passionate about us not falling for the bullshit. And what's happening, this brother pupil of Bro Sanchez, I get where he coming from. He's trying to make sure the shit ain't activating any division within us. right? He's trying to make sure that we ain't falling for the division tactics. When I'm just pointing them out, though, and I'm assuring him that ain't what's happening. So I don't think he's even being illogical. I think we're both passionate, and I'm just letting him know, bro, I know it's a psyop. I know a lot of this shit be fake, but this brother being hung in Mississippi, why that gotta be fake? Mississippi hanging, come on, does that sound fake? It's still sundown town in Mississippi, man. So we know Charlie Kirk just got murked, and that white people taking it out on black people because they falling for the social engineering. And this incident here in Mississippi, that's why I asked the panel, do y'all think this because of Charlie Kirk? Because if the answer is yes, we need to be talking about the fact that we at the beginning of a damn civil war where white folks finna start hanging niggas again, and we didn't even shoot Charlie Kirk.
I think the bigger, and here go a cold issue though. White folks never stopped hanging niggas, especially in places like Mississippi, Alabama. Shit. Even here in St. Louis, where I'm at, a black dude got hung in Forest Park just 2 years ago. So I think that's the problem, that when these things happen and black people speak about our specific things that go on with us in the community, it kind of gets swept under the rug. Like, hey man, that's not the big issue right here. Like, why? Like, if we a family, Sanchez, and you the brother, and you come and say, hey, I got this issue going on, and every time you try to talk about what's going on with you, somebody saying, well, shit, you know, it's tough for me out here too. Well, you know what's going on. You be like, well, goddamn, why am I even speaking to y'all? Because anytime I try to tell y'all about what's going on with me, you just reverted back to some shit going on with you. That ain't how group economics go.
Or Bobby,
like
or Bobby,
ex-girlfriend was.
Hey, Bobby, or either they make you the problem, Bobby, or either you try to tell them like, look, this teacher keep hating on me and being racist on me. Well, what are you saying? Or what if the females say, well, this teacher keep hitting on me, being unprofessional, he's a male. Well, did you wear a skirt? You had that skirt on.
Exactly.
You know, they gonna make you the fucking reason and never address these people is my problem with it too. And then people say, well, black folks mad because Charlie Kirk was just pointing out stuff that we know wrong. No, we know he was pointing out the truth, but he was pointing it out for racist white supremacist reasons. Eugenics to target your ass, to bring forth more police and build more prisons and lock niggas up instead of really dealing with the issue. You know, because like I was saying, people think Charlie Kirk care about black violence when the dude he worship keep freeing these rappers. Let's name all the rappers that Trump freed. Because these guys will talk about they don't like the ratchet shit. Charlie Kirk showing up talking about the black hood, but yet they on pictures with Kodak Black and all that, y'all. You see what I'm saying? So what is they don't give a fuck about black people. They only talk about black crime so they can target you when they're the cause of the black crime for the way that they indoctrinate these children and promote this damn rap culture.
No, bro, they're the cause of it because they actually do it or say that they do it. That's why they're the cause of it.
Yeah, cause of it is by calling us a race. We're not a race. Race is for the word rat race.
Check this out.
I was born in a third
world country.
There ain't no race.
During a war.
Hey, shout out to George making Street Media TV in the house, man. We got the OG on.
I was born in a third world country during a war, and all I can say is that what's happening right now is not about race. We're going to be a third world country, and we're heading towards a complete tyrant type of government where we ain't gonna have no freedom, just like third world countries, and that's the real problem.
But I disagree, bro. It's about race. Now listen, here's the thing. I don't want it to be about race. The problem what happened with these kind of bills, and this is a greater problem with America. Bobby pointed it out a minute ago. Malcolm X pointed it out in his time with the powder keg metaphor. people want to act like it's not about race in America. And I always get people on the panel like him, and I got to debate y'all that it is. And then y'all try to make it like I'm divisive when I don't want it to be about race. But I'm dealing with the reality of it is what it is. Ignoring the shit is just as worse, man. This is what Malcolm was talking about. They made it about race.
When the machine comes down on us, though, we're all going to be in the same boat.
Because it's like not all white people. To be honest, when we see all white people going to start, you know what I'm saying, lynching black people left and right, like you also have to be, I think it's important to be specific. Like not all white people think like that or are going to start, you know what I'm saying, behaving that way.
I don't really want to have the not all conversations right now. It's irrelevant. Okay. Because guess what, bro? It's only a handful of white folks that run the world. They call small hats, and I ain't gonna even call them white folks because they don't consider themselves white. But let me tell you why I don't really like to have the not all conversations. Not all people in a country make up their military. So when you talk about not all white people, we know that, right? Not all cops are bad, but if the good ones don't call out the bad ones, come on, man. So we know how that go, right?
Agreed. 100%.
So yeah, not all white people may do anything, or Satan may, you may not even know what side they on. But they do have a handful of white proud boys that are at the forefront. Yeah. Like not all white people hung this black boy on a tree at Delta State University. We ain't addressing them all. We're addressing these few motherfucking problematic people, and they won't address them, right? They talking about black on black crime, and that's the whole thing with Charlie Kirk's death. He was talking about that right up until he died by a white man.
Yeah, and he wouldn't talk about any other countries like, you know, the Jays who are actually controlling us and doing all this stuff to divide us.
How do you think the Jays do it, dude? By putting fake news all over places.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? So let me ask you a question then. Did this student at Delta State University really get hung from a tree?
Okay, let me just tell you the truth. I don't know. It's as easy as that.
Which is why I said, if we don't know, then let's deal with the majority's reaction. Guess what? Most people are gonna say it's true. They're gonna react like it's true. And guess what? It don't matter if this story is fake or not, because niggas get hung in Mississippi, bro. It don't matter. Right? It's true. Whether this story fake or not, niggas still get hung in Mississippi. So we just gotta, so guess what we gotta do? Address it. We gotta talk about it.
If they do get hung in Mississippi, you won't really hear about it because they don't put real news on. If it's in the media, it's not real.
The fact that you don't hear about it is why we need to talk about it. Think about it. You're saying they're hiding the fact that niggas get hung in Mississippi, right? But you're also saying they putting fake news of niggas getting hung in Mississippi. Well, they shedding light on it then. Because people don't believe the fake news.
Hey, Sanchez, do you think the government likes white people more than black people?
I don't think that matters for real. I think they like control, and they'll use black and white people to get that control. And I think that the white people in this country will be used the most because they so patriotic and MAGA-filled and Trumpy and you got it.
Third world countries,
I've been listening.
Hold on, y'all. We gonna hold up, bro. You know when? Can you ever stop talking sometime? Let somebody else talk, bro.
I've been listening for a minute, and this is why me as a hardcore black first pro-black, you know how I am. I don't have conversations with people that's not of our group, because the way the American education system has been set up, and even if you listen to this conversation now, people they're not trained or brought up to have any compassion or empathy towards our plight as black people. Everybody that's non-black on this or non-black American know our story, know what we've been through as a people, and know where our trauma comes from. So when you bring up a black man in today's time being lynched in Mississippi, for the comments that I'm hearing here is disrespectful. I don't care. I don't want to hear shit about what's going on in a third world country. You in America, and Brother Sanchez is telling you about our story, our plight, and what go on here. I don't want to hear nothing about right now about no goddamn chakras and your energy. We know all that kind of stuff, but some of y'all that's talking that, you ain't never had to been Black America in this country before, so you can say that, right? But you ain't never walked in our shoes. You don't walk with you don't walk with our trauma. Again, show some respect. I don't want to listen. I'm speaking. I don't want to hear nothing. Listen, because if I was in your country and you was telling me about the traumas or things that go on with your country, I would have to listen and respect it because it's not part of my story. So what I'm saying is,
My point of view, Sanchez,
I need to be able to speak without being cut off. This is the disrespect that I'm talking about.
Yeah, that is a sister. Come on, sister. Come on, sister.
This is
he
the
didn't
disrespect
mention
that I'm
nobody name, and it's like hurt dogs hollering. Go ahead.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This is the disrespect that I'm talking about. Like, and I'm not speaking to just y'all. Period. I'm speaking in general. Even based off the conversation, you can not like what I'm saying, but you got to respect what I'm talking. Don't cut me off. And this is where I'm saying as Black Americans, we just want to be heard. Y'all so just ready to speak instead of just listening to what the brother's saying. I'm not even with the Charlie Kirk situation. We know that they saying that a Groyper did it. What if there was two Democrats a couple months ago, a married couple that was killed in Minnesota, and then another lady that was shot 9 times. These were Democratic lawmakers, and at that time they was blaming it on the radical right. Right after that, Trump almost got killed. Right? They was blaming that on the radical left. So this situation has been going back and forth for some time, but for some reason, when these things happen, they find some way to pigeonhole it back to Black people. This guy made a name for himself talking down on our ancestors and our culture and our people. Nobody had a problem with that. Most of that shit was a direct violation of our civil rights and our image and the way we're portrayed to the media. Nobody had a problem with that. But now when he got murked out, now we're suddenly we're being forced to be empathetic towards a man that said that he had no empathy. So for me, that I specialize in my history for my people. When Sanchez say, listen, somebody been hung right now, right? We all get on here. I'm gonna land here. We all get on here. We talk about frequencies. We understand the energies and what they want to do with the vision. But we also understand as Black Americans that in this country, my skin has always been my sin. We are treated differently. We have a unique experience here in this country. So when he says, yo, we're not on that right now, it should actually be respected. That's all I'm saying. It should be respected.
That's facts right there, man.
That was powerful right there.
Already.
Yeah, man, that's facts, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give a prime example of the kind of when Malcolm X said the racial tension in America is going to be ignored so long that it's going to blow up in the people's face who've been benefiting off of they little, like he was talking about white folks on the far right, the racial tension going to blow up. They going to be activated and they ain't going to even be given what Israel is giving. See, the far right whites that y'all see beating up this dude, let's pull this up. Look how they beating this man up just because he said F Charlie Kirk at the Vigil. He didn't touch nobody. And they talking about we violent now. See, but this what I'm saying. A man just got hung. This is a white dude, bro. If they just lynched this white dude right here in the street like it's Jim Crow for saying that, bro, come on. What you know we at the beginning of a civil war.
Hey, Sanchez, real quick. Look, that image. See that image right there? If you show that image and then you go find an image of maybe in the 40s, a Black man hanging from a light pole with a bunch of white people that just came out of church, right? Pointing to the man, right? We got many images of that, women and children, right?
Yeah.
When you see those images, I want y'all to understand something.
Yep.
And you see this here. The J.P. Morgan, the Mellons, the Carnegies, they never came and hung a slave. They socially engineered white people to believe that they were supreme to you and they had every right to do these type of things that they're doing in the country now. But they use their media to demonize you. They have a history of killing each other and us and having political gang violence. All those type of things, but they use their media to demonize us when we kill us. When they had a history of they was killing us when we wasn't killing us. They were still doing it. We have the images. So what I'm saying is these elite groups that y'all say that's causing a division, they're not the ones out actually executing the plans. They use poor whites to do it.
Mm-hmm. The same white people that keep bitching that this country sold them out to Israel is willing to be more mad at black folks than this system that's oppressing them, just like, because in the Rets 84, it got poor whites on there, but the poor whites don't think they poor. They don't see. That's what I'm saying about these are poor whites right here, y'all, at this MAGA convention. But they still got that American pride and that hope that white people gonna see. They got this whole Trump fantasy. And that's what I'm telling you, bro. These people this is a fucking cult that have taken over America. It's in the government. It's in the police departments. It's in high places. The Bible said evil gonna be in high places, not low ones. What people keep looking at the ground for the devil when he's in high places, and the Bible told you that. So look, let's play this now that we got George on here, because I'm gonna show y'all black folks what you can expect, because you talking about making America great again when the best thing about America is the Constitution and the First Amendment is free speech, because if a man can't argue for himself, all the other constitutional rights go out the door. That's why the first one is protecting free speech. Did you know that? That you got to be able to talk first. If you about to be executed in public and you ain't even got the freedom to talk, you can't even defend your case, plead your case. And that's the America we going to, witch hunt America. That nigga did it. We don't care what he said. Lynch him. Ain't no free speech to you. You see? So that's what I'm saying. Like, they like to say free speech, but it ain't free if I'm going to pay for it later, because this college student, this chick, I'm about to play this sister got fired just because she exercised her public right to protest. And she got expelled. Well, she got expelled from college and she got arrested. When they start locking you up just because you said something, we in China, bro. We in a third world country. So it's deeper than Charlie Kirk. I think that these people that's mocking his death at this point is doing a revolutionary act of exercising their constitutional right at this point. Because now that we see that this country will be anti-constitutional because you love Charlie Kirk more than you love my constitutional rights, I think everyone should mock the man's death just to see how far they gonna take it to us just having our First Amendment disrespected.
Check this out real quick.
It's an experiment. Yeah.
The thing I was trying to explain is that the dark force, it chooses to hide itself right now as racism, but later on, the same force that in other countries, they have that lynching and all that stuff too. It's just not called racism. It's called political violence. It's called it's called like the warlords and stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, it'll turn into what it really is about. Eventually, this country is going to fall under that type of, where there won't even be justice, and the cops they'll be all corrupt and bought off. Like, it'll be like a third world country, and then it won't really be about race anymore. It's going to be about some other crazy shit then.
Well, it is about it right now. So
in America, it's about race.
Right.
Always about race here.
America, we got a major white on white problem in this nation, man. And like George said, not only are they messing with just the people here, I know Army Rangers right now going into undeveloped jungles right now, scouting out so they can execute something like 100 or 50-year plan. Just white folks is going everywhere and just fucking everything up. Like, what in the hell?
Yo, let me throw something out there. You know how many statues? You know how many? My full name, JJ.
No, you like do your thing. Y'all got it.
You know how many statues with their nose blown off? You want to talk about not about race? Come on, bro. And I land right there.
I want to say some shit that's got under my skin with this hanging right here, right? So this young man was hung not even a day ago. This was 19 hours, right? Now watch this, right? No one gonna talk about a hate crime with this. No one's gonna bring this all up in the news, and this is what I'm talking about when we say, well, do y'all think this was done for Charlie Kirk? Because if this done out of retaliation for Charlie Kirk, this is a hate crime, and the people who out there constantly pushing, look at the left, And they spending so much energy with people that's mocking Charlie Kirk's death, but not at people that's killing people for literally what the hell they got. Like they said, Charlie Kirk stood for free speech. So if a person want to mock his death, let them do that. Meanwhile, a dude is hung because of Charlie Kirk's death and no one talking about that. So we more concerned with black folks that's mocking Charlie Kirk's death versus white people that's hanging niggas.
You know why, Sanchez? And what's the overall prevailing factor here? Since we've been online and we talk about race, the one thing I've noticed is, and I'm not speaking to nobody specific on the panel, I'm speaking in general. Whenever we talk about, if they talk about white on white violence, people talk about it like they'll have sympathy for Charlie Kirk. But whenever black people get together, when we're unified and in agreement on something, especially race, people run interference, they get real nervous. It wasn't us. It's not about race. You start hearing all kind. Now, we was on here talking about bitches and hoes. It'd be something different. But whenever we get unified under the umbrella of racism and we start agreeing, you start seeing people run interference real quick. And this the sad part is everybody knows our story because they got eyes, they can see it. I can show you images of black men getting kicked in their ass while they trying to go to work by white folks, angry mobs of white people. There's a psychological effect that come with that, right? Passed down generationally, blowing up churches, killing little girls. Like we got a whole story. And with that being said, the white lawmakers that's loving Charlie Kirk, they heard his racist rhetoric. They know our story. They even supposed to uphold and legislate laws that's supposed to protect us based off of what happened to us here, right? They heard him say what he said about affirmative action when affirmative action was signed into play in 1961 by John F. Kennedy because of unfair racial practices where our grandfathers couldn't get jobs and all these different things. So he spoke out against that. They allowed it. But when black people unify under this thought, I don't care about what going on in your country. I don't care about dark frequencies. I don't care about none of that right now. What I want respected is actually our culture. And now you see us, we ain't talking about killing each other. We ain't talking about who got a jiggly ass. We talking about our story. But if it's anybody else, y'all want us to listen and respect. But when we telling you our story, don't come and tell me it's not about race. This country, the mental fabric of this country is built on race, unfortunately. So until we can start getting some form of recompense or cleaning this up, because there wouldn't be such sympathy for Charlie Kirk, knowing the stuff that he said about our people. That lets you know just how much a lot of you out there really care about us. You don't respect us, because if you did, you damn sure wouldn't be putting him up, plastering him up next to Dr. King.
Yeah, that's fact. The only like Pastor Jamal Bryant said, the only thing that MLK and Charlie Kirk got in common is that they was both killed by a white man. Other than that, nothing else.
The way he disrespected Dr. King, the way he said that Ketanji Brown, now whether we agree or disagree with him, right? He said that these women didn't have the intellectual capacity, wasn't smart enough. They took the jobs away from a white person. Now remember, under the Civil Rights Act of 57, we're supposed to have equal protection under the law. We live in a place where our skin has always been our sin, and the way we've been portrayed in the media has been wrong. How do you get a white man that gets on national TV, speak about black people that way, around other people that's not around black people? Their only interpretation of black people is what they see on TV. He gets to speak that way about us. These are civil rights violations, but people don't have the heart to speak out and say anything. He's not supposed. Listen, you can have freedom of speech, but there's certain things that you can't say that can cause harm to a certain ethnic group when it comes to jobs and perception. That's supposed to be protected under the law. He violated that every chance he got.
Yep.
Ain't nobody gonna bring that up though.
Did you see the Cornell West joint?
Yep.
We gotta, because it's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna pull that up now. Crazy real quick, because he was like,
you see, this brother right here says, well, all leftists want to see me dead. When I'm a leftist, I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You called Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic.
Okay, so Cornel West ain't got the right to engage in political debates. You know how many people Trump called fascists all the time? And the thing about Trump, when he called people fascists, he literally backs Israel and militantly acts on their fascism. When Cornel West does it, it's just like a political slur that they use in politics all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Power. He has no power behind it.
Yep.
He has no power behind it.
And so then he started name calling Cornel West, which is this is crazy. Hold on.
You see, this brother right here says, well, all left.
They don't want you to say all white people are racist and all white people are this, but he can say all of the leftists want such and such dead, right? So
this want to see me dead. When I'm a leftist, I don't want to see you dead. I'm a Christian.
You called Trump's administration a neo-fascist movement, you lunatic. People have gone out
You're
of your
absolutely
way.
right.
You have gone out of your way.
No, let me make the
to
case.
do everything
Let me
possible
make
to
the
cultivate
case.
this.
Let me make the case.
Oh, yeah,
Will you
just
allow
made
me to
your
speak,
case.
brother? Come
You
on,
just
man.
made your
Come on.
case.
No.
this white boy's so full of hate and so fucking full of bullshit.
Real quick, Sanchez, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna jump off. I'm gonna tell you why. I want everybody to hear me for a minute. I'm gonna say this because I gotta go. When you see people like this man speaking now, and Charlie Kirk, Donald Trump, when Charlie Kirk brought up the DEI hires, and he talked about Harvard, and he said that they had to lower the test scores in order for blacks to get in. These are innuendos, talking points that was created by people like H.S. Chamberlain and people like Madison Grant, right? They're saying that they had to dumb themselves down for blacks to be able to live in a society with whites. Madison Grant said the level of intelligence is based for the Negro is based off of how much white blood he has inside of him. So now he's using those talking points without saying it, but if you're not studied, you don't know who he's quoting. So when he says that these people are taking jobs, scholarships away from whites in Harvard because they have to lower the test scores, they believe that they have the sovereign rights to govern over blacks the way that they see fit, because black people are not fit to live in their society. So they can kill you, they can judge you, you carry their names, you speak their language, they own you. As Dr. Nellie Fuller tells us, in a system of white supremacy, a black man is a boy. You don't own your sovereignty. So this is why he was able to talk the way that he talked, right, about black people, and he get killed. Whole white America don't care nothing about what he said about us. They only mourning him because you are a boy or a baby in a society. They have a sovereign right. Look up these. Y'all got to study these old talking points. So when you hear these suspected white supremacy talk, they're quoting H.S. Chamberlain and so many of these other people, but you don't know what they're quoting, so they can get away with it because they bank on us being dumb. So I just land there.
That's just like black people act like they hate Charlie Kirk's message so much, but it makes me be like, damn, how Charleston White keep getting booked in? Because he's saying what Charlie Kirk was saying, and it just let me know.
And it's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that, you can just put a black face on the shit and they'll take it too, you know.
I've made the case. If you think I've made the case, then you're not interested in dialogue.
You just said this brother over here said this.
You very, very different than brother Charlie, man. You very different than Charlie, though, man. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and I can make the case for that,
people
too.
like you that got that man killed, sir.
No. There are.
Because Cornel West called someone a fascist, that gets them killed when Trump called people fascists all the time.
Such a thing as neo-fascists. But Pierce, why you have a brother on who's not going to allow nobody to speak, man? We just wasting time. If all you're interested in is making your money, and you bring this brother on it, and nobody can say a word, and we can't even mourn Brother Charlie passing. I had dialogues with Brother Charlie. This brother's going to say, oh, this kumbaya and so forth. No. Charlie was made in the image of a loving and mighty God. I believe that. I say my prayers for Sister Erica and the kids because this brother wants to trash my Christian sensibility. And look at him laughing now. It's a joke, man. Pierce, it's not worth it.
Is Charlie Kirk part of the neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother.
Is he part of your neo-fascist movement?
Not with this brother. When
Run
Charlie
away,
himself says that he is against Civil Rights Act, does that make him a proponent of Jim Crow? When he calls Martin Luther King Jr. an awful human being and a scumbag, I'm critical of that.
Where it is. This man, Cornel West, is speaking respectfully of Charlie. He ain't mocking him and that, while still disagreeing with his political stances. What do you mean, there it is? When you point out the fact that Charlie did have racial bigotry toward blacks, now you act like I'm an angry black man for pointing it out, when I'm showing you what an angry white man thought about me. So he's trying to make Cornel West look like the angry black man, like there it is. When a white man say that, he's trying to trigger you to get you all in your feelings so that he can say, see, I told you these niggas was violent, but he didn't do that with Cornel West. He tried, but he is a good example, though, of what people is tired of, though. You know what I'm saying? He's a really good example of it. Yeah.
Yo, bro, look up Vicksburg.
You're absolutely right, Brother Wilson. You're absolutely right. But if all you're going to do is be arrogant, you're arrogant just like the so-called leftists you're talking about. But Pierce, you making your money, brother. Go on and make your money, man.
Yeah, because Pierce will like, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that Pierce just sitting there and not moderating his show, not telling this white man, listen, you kind of being disrespectful, let him talk. It shows you how the police be. The police will sit there and watch the other cop beat your ass, and his white brother will sit there and he might not even participate in your ass beating, but he ain't gonna snitch, and he just gonna sit there and let it happen with a code of silence, or let him plant some on you or some. His silence is consent, you know. So like Piers Morgan is basically they jumping Cornel West. And Piers Morgan saying, yeah, I'm going to let you ambush this Negro, and I ain't hopping in it. You know, I'm the referee of this fight. But if you pull out a weapon, I ain't going to hop in it, which is, you know what I'm saying, which is, it was just a horrible thing. He should have been left. But what was you trying to tell me to pull up? I was just trying to play this clip for y'all, man.
Oh, no, Vicksburg, Mississippi. Another the same situation with the
that was a white man that got hung in Vicksburg.
Oh, it was.
But it still might be related. Yeah, these are two brothers right there. One was named Corey Zukakis, and one was named Trey Reed.
But see who doing these hangings? White people. White niggas don't hang people. So what I'm saying is, it's still more white on white crime too. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Just do me a favor. Just type in Vicksburg on Google and just look what it's going to show you. You're going to see it. Just type it in on Google real quick.
You know what else is crazy is they don't even investigate. They just call it suicide. And so Sanchez, based off of that, you asked earlier if we thought that this was related to the Charlie Kirk joint. And my true answer was, I don't know. Because this is another lynching or another, you know, within the last couple of weeks. We had like 2 or something like that a couple of weeks ago, man. Like this is so frequent, and this is 2025. It's not like it's 1940 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it's because of Charlie Kirk or if these people are just back to default settings.
Okay. Yeah, we don't know it.
You see it, bro?
But it probably is. Looks like it is.
But that's the thing, though. Okay, respectfully, we don't know that it got anything to do with Charlie Kirk, right? But guess what else we don't know? None of the details around Charlie Kirk, but we didn't do that. I didn't heard everything from PSYOP to this and that. That's what I'm like. I'm starting to notice a pattern when it comes to white death in America. Like we can come up with all these other fanciful excuses besides white people being violent. Why that white boy just can't be off his rocker and violent? You dig what I'm saying? I haven't heard nobody say that. it's like, you know, and I agree with you though, Sanchez. Like it could still be a psychological operation, but that don't mean that they didn't pick a violent white man to go do some goofy shit. You see what I mean? Like,
I think it's in their nature, man. They the lions of the jungle. That's all I think. It's in their nature.
I'm not gonna say
carnivores. They're carnivores. They're cannibals. They
hold on,
inbreeds.
real quick, brother.
Go ahead,
I'm not spreading this across a race of people. I'm saying I'm noticing that when it comes to a certain race, it's hard for somebody to say, hey, that's a violent white person. Like, okay, the opposite would be black serial killer. Like when you hear serial killer, and black people know this, when we see 20 bodies found somewhere, the serial killer, first thing coming to our mind, some crazy ass white man doing something. And then if it end up being a black man, black people be like, damn, that's okay, that's us. But again, we got to deal with it. Like y'all got to deal with this crazy white man that went out here and killed y'all own.
Why?
Yeah. And then I wouldn't even refer to them as the lions in the jungle. I refer to them as the terraformers of the jungle itself and all the creatures in that motherfucker. You put them in the jungle, you ain't gonna even be human for long. They way worse than the lions. They act like a species from out of this damn world. Yeah, I wouldn't even do the lions like that. I wish they were the lions in the jungle. They likely to terraform the lion and mix his damn DNA with some other shit and take his roar away and his language away.
They made the liger.
Right.
May I ask a question? May I ask a question, you guys?
Yeah.
All right. Just about 45 minutes ago or half hour ago, Bro Sanchez advocated for every one of his listeners to get online and start talking mad trash about Charlie Kirk. Do you still think that, bro?
I want to say exactly what I said. I said I advocate for all Americans to defend free speech, and Charlie Kirk would have done it too. And I said if we want to defend free speech at this moment, the most revolutionary thing you could do is mock Charlie Kirk's death, because no matter what you say out of your mouth right now in America, ain't nothing gonna get you targeted more than that right now. And should nothing get you targeted in a land of free speech. You should be able to get as radical as you want. So I said, if you really want to poke the bear, because the bear violating our constitutional rights, and we want to meet them head on with this war and let them know, listen, we're going to exercise our right to speak freely, then the best form of exercising that right now to make that revolutionary statement. Unfortunately.
That's exactly what he said.
How is that
exactly
different from advocating for a race war?
Well, because check this out. The race, I'm finna answer you. The race war already happened. And people can mock people's deaths, and that ain't got nothing to do with the race war. For example, right, when Jeffrey Dahmer died, I can say I'm glad Jeffrey Dahmer died because he was dangerous to the earth. We need a world of unity and love. And if you said that you against the race war, then you would say, hey, anybody on this earth that's seeding division, lack of empathy, and all that, then the world would be better without them, whether they black or white, because I don't want a race war. And I think Charlie was a big factor in bringing forth a race war in America. So I'm not going to mock his death, but I'm going to say, hey, it's unfortunate he died, but that is one less person to spread division and hate when it comes to the race war. I will admit that. I will admit that. That's the same thing with Adolf Hitler. You know, Adolf Hitler, if he's the man that the world said he is, then guess what? I'm going to show you something right now. I want you to see this. Here's an image of white people celebrating the death of Hitler. I'm not going to say they wrong for mocking Hitler's death if they feel like the world is a better place without him. But I ain't gonna mock nobody death. I didn't mock their death. I just said they got a constitutional right that shouldn't be violated, because here go white people exercising their constitutional right to mock someone's death.
I see what you're saying, but don't you think there are better ways we could exercise our right than that?
I think there's better ways in your mind you can, but I think different people exercise theirs differently. Just like these white people right here, this how they exercising it. Just like back in the day in slavery when they lynched the innocent man, they celebrated out the man. Yeah, they talked about all that, and guess what? Yeah. They mocked the dead all the time back in the South, man. And guess what? It was other ways they could have done that. But my thing is, who cares about who mocked the dead versus who cares about who killed the person, right? We spending too much time on the fact that you should just have thick skin. And because coming up in my neighborhood, if you had a dead granny, and you got into an arguing with a dude, he's going to talk about you and mock your dead loved one. Every black man on this panel know that it's like that coming up in the hood. That niggas, you better not let them know if it's somebody dead in your family because niggas is cold. And guess what? That's what your family taught you. Boy, you better have thick skin. It got to be 10 times thicker in the hood, too. So my whole thing is this right here, man. We trying to police speech versus talk about white shooters. White people now concerned about policing speech versus if they really cared about Charlie Kirk, they would be trying to address this profile of this white mass shooter, this white assassin in between the ages of 25, 45, his profile. He got a certain profile. They don't want to talk about it because now you got to talk about the face of violence being a white man. Even when the white man is endangered by his own, he still won't make his face the face of violence, even though it is your own that is the most threat to the public because there's been several mass shooters and they all fit a certain profile. So think about it. The people who literally getting shot the fuck up by white men is going harder right now to talk about black violence and to address black people mocking Charlie Kirk's death when they getting shot left or right by white men. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that did make sense, man. But I'd like to raise a point, that just a little while ago, America was losing its its relationship with the mainstream media, right? And they knew that Americans don't trust the mainstream media anymore. So what they did was they switched it over to influencers, right? So influencers now are the mainstream media and people can't see it. So there's narratives are being built that are all just
what
not
narrative?
real, right?
I'm gonna tell you something, right? Here's the thing what I don't like about fake woke people like yourself, man. We get so woke, we start denying shit that was true before we was woke, whether you woke or not. So for example, right? Yeah, Jesus ain't real. He's just a symbol. Yes, the government don't really care about us. They're terraforming the place. We woke now. And guess what I know when I'm woke too? And guess what? If you cut me off, I'm gonna boot you. I'm talking. Bro, we sharing the mic. Don't get disrespectful. So check this out now. Like I was saying, what I don't like is when the people in power are clearly practicing racism and systemic racism, and it is clearly about race and black versus white, what they seeding out there with the division. But when we try to address it, y'all try to ignore it under the guise of you woke. You ain't woke. Because if you woke, you start telling the truth about the world around you unapologetically. And I would love for the world to be a kumbaya unified place, but they got everybody divided with black and white. I don't want the world to be black and white, but it is. But people act like they woke and they'll say, man, they got y'all under mind control falling for this black and white stuff. I'm not falling for no trick. I'm dealing with a damn reality, man. And you putting y'all head in the sand, talking about they falling for a trick that's black versus white, while niggas literally getting hung in Mississippi in 2025. And you talking about you woke. Nah, your head in it, that's the fake woke.
Yep.
That's so damn woke, I can't see the race issues in America. I don't want to be that kind of woke. I'm
That's the
too busy.
Kundalini.
I'm so busy meditating, I can't see niggas getting hung in Mississippi.
Sanchez, the Kundalini master, dog.
So, quick question, Sanchez, or actually the rest of the panel. Do you think there needs to be, and I know it sounds like a bad question, but I'm being honest. Do you think there needs to be a discussion and then a way forward, or just black folks we just sit back and we don't say nothing? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think that all people of all colors should be raising a free speech concern, but I'll fall back there and let everyone else feel on
Can't
it.
do nothing because in the media, all they spread is hate. And it would have to be people hugging each other all day long. But it's not. That's what they spread. They spread a division. Simple as that. They got all the media.
I want to say something about the girl, bro. I saw a video. I saw a different video where it showed actually the young girl. I saw her. She swung at one of the white boys' hats, and at his head, and she knocked the hat off his head. So possibly that's why she's getting arrested. That particular.
At the Texas Tech joint.
Yeah,
Let's play the whole video because I never played the whole video. It's just 2 minutes. Let's go and play it so we can be clear with the details. Maybe that's what happened.
Your homie dead. Your homie dead. He got shot in the head. Your homie dead. Yep, homie dead.
And she might be someone that's paid by the right to make niggas look bad.
Evil is real, people, and it kind of looks like that.
She was saying they got your homie.
On a $200 bond.
I think it's gonna happen.
If she didn't get physical with nobody, they wrong.
Yeah, that one doesn't show it, but I saw a different one. But
oh yeah, if y'all,
in the charges,
if y'all get the link, man, definitely let's see it though.
All right.
And I can put this on mute anyway. It's just music. But yeah, y'all got it. Yeah, man. So is there anyone on the call that actually agree with any of Charlie Kirk's stances or think that he was beneficial to society? Because I mean, we at a very sensitive place in America where people are saying, hey, if the world is gonna move forward, now think about this, right? Here's the deep part. People are saying a group of people shouldn't be targeted for who they are, what they stand for, and all that. That's right about Charlie Kirk. However, Charlie Kirk is part of an organization that is connected with Henry Kissinger, who is connected with a whole bunch of eugenicists, who is targeting a specific group of people. When they talk about depopulation, they ain't talking about getting rid of themselves. So who they starting with first? That's the first group of people that Charlie Kirk was trying to condemn in all of his messages, black people. Because one thing that you woke folks, since you so damn woke, let's talk about the depopulation agenda. Who you think they targeting first with that? So that's what I'm telling y'all. When you see, that's what I'm saying. You ignoring our issues is really ignoring the whole, because it's like this, right? With the COVID beer that they put in people's arms, right? Who did they go to first with that experimental shit? The ghetto. They went to the rappers, the po folks, and all that. So they start with us first and everybody ignore it because it's the black people, but they just using us as the guinea pigs to put it on y'all ass too later. So ignoring us is really doing y'all self a disservice. That's what we've been trying to tell y'all with these people like Charlie Kirk. They got an agenda to exterminate not just black folks, but they got poor whites defending them when they're part of the depopulation agenda too. It's rich versus poor. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you want to know, to double down on that, Sanchez, is that the reason it works so well is because even though we're you know, because most of us are broke, right? What they do is they just give you more crumbs. They give the white people just a little bit more crumbs, just jam on their bread. Meanwhile, we get poisonous stale bread. You know what I'm saying? But the treatment that we get, y'all gonna get, the white people are gonna get too. And they just refuse to see it because they get that extra jam or they get them extra crumbs. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to get the same thing. And we've been trying to put them on game for a long time. We've been saying this for a while, but a lot of them refuse to listen. And then on top of that, you couple that down with the fact that they don't even see us. A lot of them, like subconsciously, they just don't even see us as human. It's crazy. They don't even see us as not even I don't even know what it is. It looks weird. But they don't see us as the same. They just don't see us as it. I don't even know how else to say it. Maybe y'all see it, but that's how I see that. And I'm just being real with it. And what's crazy is when you're honest, kind of like, I feel you're being honest. I feel you're being genuine, because I'll be real with you. I feel the same way. It doesn't make you a shill because you're honest. It makes you honest because you recognize that this is a problem. And I recognize that this is a problem, but what is it? Only black people recognize that this is a problem? Is that what they're saying? Or they're just gonna, again, come to ignore us? We get ignored again. You know what I'm saying? When we bring up this issue and we go in circles, we chasing each other's tail. Here we are trying to explain this is what the problem is, and y'all could fix it by doing something about it. Like, you just showed this thing from the New York Post, right? And then it shows this black girl doing this thing, and it showed the dramatic music. You know what they didn't talk about? They didn't talk about that brother that just got hanged that you just showed about. They didn't have that same energy. So anytime I see shit like that, it's as if white people have that same approach to us right now, and you get to see it on display. What we talking about right now, you know what I'm saying? And there's no pushback in our favor. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you got this brother getting hung, nobody's coming up. And I'm not saying that we need them to defend us, but if you mean business, if you want something to change, then you'll do something about it. Like, if you see some wrong being done, then you'll come out, you'll say something, you'll put boots on the ground. But this is why a lot of black folks ain't doing shit no more. They're tired, and I understand. And so with this thing happening to Charlie Kirk, it's, again, like, I sound like I'm talking in circles, but I'm going to land right here. This thing happening to Charlie Kirk, never wanted it to happen. I don't think anybody in their right mind truly wanted something like that to happen, but we experience that all the time. And so it's not, and to us, it's like, it's another day. I'm sorry to say it's another day, but now that this is happening to them, a lot of them feel as if this is something new. It's like, no. And then we could go back to the COVID thing, because this is the same thing with the Tuskegee experiments. And it's the same thing with them people in St. Louis getting sprayed the fog on. And it's the same thing with Cancer Alley. This happens to black people all the time. We talk about the shit all the time, but we get ignored all the fucking time. And here we are again with the same bullshit, getting fucking ignored. And so please, like I hear what you're saying. So that doesn't make you a shill. That makes you being real. But my thing is also, we like we're always at the forefront. We're always there to discuss, to talk, and bring the truth to the table. But that's the thing. Black people always tell the truth. You can't tell me black people are lying. You can't. We always tell it like it is. Matter of fact, who coined the term, say it like it is? We did. We always tell it like it is. And then it's them. It's them. We waiting for them to come to the table. But now times have changed, man. And here we are. And now they starting to figure shit out because shit is happening to them.
Bro,
Let me with that.
Muhammad Ali been saying this for years, man.
That was powerful.
Now on the Charlie Kirk thing, the only thing I did kind of agree with him was he did want to have conversations, and I think that's important because we got at least like what we're doing right now. We got to talk about the stuff. We got to highlight what's happening, and I think that's the only thing I really agreed with him on that he stood for.
That's fair.
Personally, I never heard of him until this. I don't watch him. I watch Bro Sanchez, so I couldn't tell you who the hell this guy was. I just now heard of him just 2 days ago. Besides that, 24/7 Bro Sanchez on stream, on live.
Hey, salutes to the panel. Salute, bro. Salute, Bro Sanchez. Salute to the panel.
Salute.
Hey, yeah, now he did like to have conversations, but like somebody was saying yesterday, he had a way of, only talking to people who was like beneath him as far as intellectually, and there's no point in having a conversation if you're never going to change your position or kind of have empathy for what the other person is saying. If you're going to stand so harsh on what you believe, why are you talking about it? Basically, you're just scolding people, and being so stern about it. So ultimately, the people who have a problem with Charlie Kirk is not because he was having debates with people or because he had a point. It's because at the end of the day, all he was doing was going out there and just chastising people with his own views. And when we had this conversation about right, left, what I think the determining thing is that people on the left, a lot of times, what they call the left, what they call democracy, is people who go out, we have conversations, and we're listening to something that could change our mind, or we're willing to bend or change our mind according to what other people who we believe are part of humanity have and feel about that situation. People on the far right, what they call conservatives, I have this point of view. I'm never going to change. I'm going to stand on it because I feel like I'm an elitist. I feel like I'm elite to everybody else. And I think that was one of the biggest problems. I'm going to say this and I'm going to land. When people talk about the PSYOP and all this and that, you know what I mean? This is the thing I want people to think about. If you understand how this whole situation works, how the whole system works, you have to think about this. Do you think a person can buy a sniper rifle? You can buy, think of what I'm saying. You can buy you a sniper rifle and not be watched. You can get up, take that sniper rifle, go clear across town, set it up in a college, and nobody knows. So when we talk about the PSYOP, it's not just about the fact that the dude might have been a person, that was violent, as Bobby said. That's not the point. The point is, who allowed this man to get all the way over there when I barely can go take the crap in my bathroom without somebody always being, without always feeling like somebody looking over my shoulder. You go outside, you go to the liquor store, you got all kind of black trucks at the liquor store and at the cemetery watching you walk back and forth home. It's too much going on for you to say that somebody got up and took a sniper rifle. When you bought it, it was people watching you. You on the list when you buy that sniper rifle. And you took that all the way to a campus and nobody stopped him. So he was permitted to do that. The last thing I'm gonna say,
yeah. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
I'm gonna land right here. The last thing I'm gonna say is this: because I got you, Bobby. It's not that we're saying he wasn't that a lot of that kind of violence don't come from them. We understand that, but what we are saying is that the PSYOP is largely done in the media's portrayal of what happened, not just what happened itself. Go ahead, Bobby. I'm done.
No, I agree with you there, EF, when it comes to the media manipulation of the actual event that happened. But it's just like this brother that's on the screen right now. He's from the red pill community. You dig what I'm saying? And he's now on a show with Piers Morgan having a conversation with Cornel West. Like I said this the other day, we keep dismissing the incompetency of the president and the people that he have around him. You feel what I'm saying, EF? We
100%.
dismissing the incompetency of damn near America at this present point. You feel me? So much is being pushed to AI and the robot can do it, that regular human ingenuity and common sense is being pushed to the background, to where it's literally a video of a man looking at the dude on the roof going, hey, who that nigga up on the roof? He didn't think to go tell no police. He didn't think to go. That's what it's so incompetent, and people are so boneheaded. Like, and we just said this before, EF, like when World Star first happened, like people won't even help a person in a car accident. They just go pull out their phone and just World Star. You see a brother, somebody getting jumped and beat on by 50 people. Like it's a level of incompetency in America to where the media can take these situations and manipulate it, but at the base of it, I'm saying that we're literally just dealing with incompetent people or downright violent people, which is as American as apple pie.
Do y'all see the shrewdness of the brother Sanchez, though? That's what I want to know. Do y'all see the shrewdness behind the scenes? See, he does videos like this, fire. Then he'll do Kundalini videos, fire. He'll argue back and forth, you know, a beautiful way and so elegantly. But what he's doing with all of these videos, I just realized it, and this is why I salute to bro Sanchez. He is sharpening his debating sword. Because since he knows all of this stuff about
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate to stop you.
He's a genius.
I hate to stop you, but you're wrong, sir. That ain't what I'm doing at all, man. What I'm doing is not turning my back on shit that directly affect me just because I understand I got chakras, right? I see other people doing that, and I think that's stupid as hell. I can astral project and still have a conversation about racism in America. I don't understand how we can't do all that.
Have you ever lost a debate? No. That's all I'm saying.
So, brother, to my mother, I lose them all the time. But let me say something real quick. What's important? It ain't about debating. I ain't trying to debate none of y'all right now. I'm coming together really asking y'all questions. Help me out in a lot of these kind of streams with these race relations. I say how I feel, and I say, hey, come tell me how you feel. You think that's the reason the black man got hung because of the Charlie Kirk stuff? Well, no, I don't think that's the reason, Sanchez. Cool, I ain't gonna debate you. It's like more of a think tank. Hey, you think a civil war is coming, or am I tripping type shit? Do you, you know what I'm saying? So like, right, and I'm just pointing out a bunch of real hypocrisies too with how white folks handling this shit too. Like, it's just, it ain't even, I swear I don't even want to debate with a lot of these kind of bills here. Like, if a person get on and say, look, I fuck with Charlie Kirk and I think that the man was standing on righteousness, his message was like that, then yeah, I definitely want to debate that. Hell yeah, I want to see why a black person can't see what I see about this man. You know what I'm saying?
Powerful. Yeah, that was powerful.
This brother here crazy, man. This brother here fucking crazy. This dude crazy. Let's listen to this video right here,
I think Charlie Kirk, like I said, I think Charlie Kirk would have been better off in Harlem, Brooklyn, or DC or something like that, man, instead of going out there. He would have been safer.
Yeah, that's facts. And that's the irony of it, you know. He got killed among his own while condemning the hood. Like, that's crazy.
First of all, I want to thank you for speaking here. I think it's important to be exposed to...
By the way, this video is Charlie Kirk denying that racism is in America.
Differing ideas, even if you don't necessarily agree. I think that's how consensuses are reached. So moving into my question, you mentioned that you don't think there's any institutional racism left in this country. And I think that's a pretty strong statement that I don't necessarily agree with, especially in our justice system, where the United States Sentencing Commission actually contends that black men are 19% more likely to be sentenced, have longer sentences for similar crimes. And that's...
Charlie's answer is it's because the black man ain't got a dad in the household, and it's true, he's violent. Ain't nobody targeting him. It ain't nothing nobody doing to him. He's just a violent asshole. That's Charlie's response, I bet.
When every other demographic factor is accounted for, like age, income, I guess area within society. So I was wondering what you think about that, particularly because there is that imbalance, and I would regard that as institutional. So.
Is the quality of their legal representation factored into the study?
I can't speak.
That would be a form of racism, you dummy. Like, you just proved this young man point. If you want to make the argument about their legal representation, that's a systemic form of racism to where in America you got to pay for justice. You should be able to supply everyone with quality legal representation. Money shouldn't determine the quality of it if it's a system that's saying it's about justice and equality for all. It can't be about equality for all if we ain't treated equally, because it's based upon how much you bought into it. That ain't equality. That's you get what you pay for. So,
yeah, 100%.
You know, the whole thing about it is like, these are things Charlie Kirk don't want to see. I wish he was alive. I would have wanted to debate him, for real.
Speak to that because I don't know.
It's not.
Yeah. All right.
So, for example, if LeBron James committed a crime, he'd have pretty good lawyers, right?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's an income and or legal quality point, not.
And it's a fact that if you got white skin, that actually helps you in court too, because it looks less threatening, right? So where you don't have the money in a lot of these systemic forms of racism, then what's called white privilege will come into play. Because I'm going to tell you something real quick right now, right? There are areas where you're more likely to get pulled over if you fit a certain profile. I got a law enforcement background, y'all. So I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I work next to niggas that I'm like, damn, he never really do. Okay, I see. Okay.
Not a race point, right? Here's my contention. My contention is the following. There are other reasons to blame disparities other than discrimination.
And I ain't even just talking about police work. I'm talking about security work, where I've worked with security companies where they are more physical with they roughing your ass up a little more. And I gotta be part of this company and see this shit, you know.
A lot. And one of my biggest learning moments today on campus is how almost everything gets attributed to racism or discrimination. There's a fabulous book I encourage all of you to read. It should be required reading by Black economist Thomas Sowell called Discrimination.
You notice how he always refer to the coon Thomas Sowell? You notice that? He always refer to Thomas Sowell, who is just another Charleston white, but he's like a professional Grey Poupon type. Everybody, like, it's a lot of people among us saying exactly what black folks are mocking Charlie Kirk's death, but they love Thomas Sowell and Charleston White when they don't realize, nigga, they saying the same thing he's saying. He's even referencing Thomas Sowell. He basically telling you, here's our black guy that's giving you the same message we giving your ass. Go check him out and don't listen to none of them other niggas.
Nations and disparities.
And you see how all the white folks clap, because they would love to clap for the black man that's telling you it's all your fault and it ain't no system that's oppressing you. You see what I'm saying? That'll be like when Crazy Bone did that interview telling you about the music industry. Somebody standing up saying, no, it ain't the music industry fault. Look at this artist. Look at Jay-Z. Look at this artist and give you a few token niggas. When most artists die broke, and they'll tell you the industry is full of sick shit and people selling their soul. So when you try to tell the world the truth about what America is based on the black experience, when they ignore the black experience, they ignore the truth about this damn land that they hide. Pull the rug up, you'll see so much trash under there. See, and it's his job to sweep shit under the rug, to act like there's no racism here. Come to our country. It's the land of opportunity. It's free for everyone. And all of the shit that we know to be true born in this land. Someone on the outside looking in see a nice house, but black people saying, look up under that rug. Look behind them counters. They trying to hide the racism. They hiding these issues. You see what I'm saying? And they got people that do a good job of hiding. Charlie Kirk was one of them. He was a good, what I call a rug sweeper. Not that they sweep your rug clean, they sweep shit under your rug. You know what I'm saying?
It might be the other way around. Disparities, whatever. I think it is discrimination, disparities. And he makes the argument there are hundreds of other potential explanations for not just racial groups, but smaller than racial groups, how you go locally, linguistically, and all this. So I encourage you to look at that, and you have to factor that in. I don't think for a second, and you wouldn't either, that Oprah Winfrey, who has a house right down the street, if she committed a crime, that somehow she would not be able to get the best legal help. It's not about skin color.
He did not address this, man. It is about skin color because the people with a certain skin color often can't afford the best legal help, which is why oftentimes you got a lot of innocent black people that's saying, I just pled guilty because I didn't have enough money to fight the system, because all of us ain't no damn Oprah Winfreys. But see, even if your money ain't right in America and you're a white man, you don't need the best representation in a lot of cases because you're in a court of your own people. Like, how is he ignoring that? How is he ignoring back in the South, a white man can get away with cold murder of a black man, but a black man would get the death penalty for stealing a chicken? How don't he get that the law system ain't the same for everybody, and it ain't just about rich and poor? It's about the transfer of wealth in this country has a lot to do with racism too. So just saying that it's about who got money and who don't was so deceptive. So the justice system isn't flawed. It's just, it isn't about black and white. It is about who can afford proper representation or not. But when you don't give everyone the same opportunity in America at wealth, it goes back to racism.
Sanchez, I think you're right, man. And I think he knows that. I think a lot of them know that. But what it is, too, is that if they acknowledge it, it's one of them things where if you look at it and it looks back, it can attack you. If a lot of them acknowledge it and they make a move on it, that means they lose whatever it is they got going on. They might lose some privilege, or they might lose this, they might lose that. So I feel they know. A lot of them know. A lot of them see it. They're not. See, that's the thing, man. A lot of them ain't that stupid. They see it. They know what it is. That's why they'll make comments like, "Oh man, I don't want to be black because I see this happen. I don't want to be black because I know that be happening to them. They get mistreated. They know we get the shaft. They don't want none of that smoke, because once they start addressing it, that means they have to be responsible for it, and that means they need to make a move. And if they make a move, that means they lose privilege. That's why they don't do nothing about it. My opinion.
Hey, y'all both right. And I think what people should get out of this is that even religion itself is evil. And I think that's what this should remind everybody, because, his last name, Kirk, means church. I think that's the allegory, because even in the Bible and religion, it says you can't be gay, you can't be this, you can't be that. It's hate and division off top. And I think that's what this should be showing everybody.
And somebody named Bugs Bunn said Charleston White is a comedian, big difference from Kirk. The only difference is, you're right, he's a comedian, but he's still selling Charlie Kirk's message to black people in the form of a black dude doing comedy. Charleston White will say, I think niggas was doing better back in slavery, and joke with it. But guess what? That's the same thing that Charlie Kirk tell niggas, and he ain't joking. So you can say, well, Charleston White, that's what I'm saying about black people, right? We can have a nigga telling us the same thing Charlie Kirk deaf getting mocked for, and we'll buy tickets to his show. And we don't see that these white people on the far right can buy off our comedians, our actors, our entertainers, which is why Charleston White even admitted that he was just wearing a MAGA hat and supporting Trump because it was money in it. He ain't even lying about that. So that nigga was selling an anti-black agenda, an agenda to exterminate his own people because it was lucrative for a minute. Now he turning on the white folks, and you see him on your big black platforms now, right? They ain't offering him over there on what he was on, like a couple of big, even the white boy turned on him, Aiden Ross. See, Charleston White lost his far right affiliation. but he don't need it now because he been transitioning into the black community with the Carmelo case, right? He hopped ship with that. He know what he doing. He know where the money at and when it's there and when the hop ship. But people will look at Charleston White like, but we can't take him. Shit, nigga, are you crazy? Why you think Charleston White cool with all of the big black conservatives like Anton Daniels and them, right? These people are agents. They know that it's certain personalities that can get their message through to our people, which is why I said Thomas Sowell is another one, because he give you Dick Gregory energy. He give you Baba OG energy. Even when I listen to Thomas Sowell, I'm like, damn, it's like I'm sitting at the living room with my grandpops, with a cup of coffee. And now you don't realize he telling you the same shit that this white supremacist telling you, though. They know how to get the message in you, bro. They know that you don't really care what a person's saying as much so who's saying it and how they saying it sometime, and you'll let your defenses down. You won't push back because it's Charleston White or it's Thomas Sowell. Or no, nobody should get a pass when they speaking some rhetoric that's fucking harmful and dangerous to your people, man.
Charleston been saying he been dissing the dad of Chicago, so that's crazy. I just realized that, but I land right there.
So the floor is open, but listen, I gotta shut down and prepare for the next joint because I forgot, bro. This one he's supposed to be this long. But yeah, because I got a whole joint schedule. I might have to reschedule that one, yeah. What we'll do, push it back a little. But if no one else want to speak, I'm going to go ahead and shut down.
Sanchez, thanks for having me, brother. Thank you. I appreciate
having us, bro.
Thank you.
Every time.
Yeah, it's always good to
one,
have
man.
these discussions here, man. I think we need to, because you want to know something, man, we at a time where history, we're part of it. We're making it. Times is, whether we want to think they're new or not, this is unique for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's our responsibility to do something because we see something going on. We want to make changes. We got to do something. I don't know what to do. I'll be honest with you, other than tell the truth, tell it like it is, and roll my sleeves up and make work happen. So I think these discussions, in order for work to happen, then we got to have these talks, man. And they're not comfortable, but they still need to be had, So I'll land my plane with that. And much love, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And thank you.
And
thank you,
to
Sanchez,
everyone
man,
on the panel.
for sure.
I know things go up and down on here, but guess what? It ain't in person. It's a tense time in America, and it's all love. So salutes to the chat room. And shout out to you too, Joshua Tellington. Much love.
All right, y'all.
All right.